This is an ABP network production, and you are watching the DP World PGTI Tour 2026.
The DP World PGTI landmark agreement as the title partner launched its first major project in the vicinity of the iconic Qutab Minar with the DP World Players Championship 2026. The 1.5 crore prize money worth tournament is the second tournament of season 2026 and boasts of a strong Indian presence with leading professionals like Veer Alawat, Om Prakash Chauhan, Manu Gandas, Angad Chima, Ajitesh Sandhu, and PGTI Q School Final 2026 winner Shubham Jagwan. Sri Lanka's N. Thangaraja, a three-time winner on the tour, will be the leading foreign name in the field. As the DP World PGTI season builds momentum, the Qutab golf course will once again be at the center of the action, offering professionals a serious challenge with its strategic layouts and pin positions. Find out more about the DP World Players Championship 2026 as we join our guests on the course.
Hello and welcome to another beautiful day here at the Qutab Golf Course with me, Nikhil Chopra and Rahul Bajaj. Let's get right to it. So Rahul, I need to ask you, this is the final day and the final back nine. Yesterday, we saw a lot of twists and turns, and we actually saw Jarrett slipping. Do you think this is going to come down to the wire here today?
Well, as of now, it looks like Honey's got a 5-shot lead over Veer, and he looks like he's going very strong. Started off with 2 birdies in the morning and came off with 1 bogey later on in the day. And so he's currently leading by 5 shots. I don't really think there's going to be much nerves in the picture until we get to the second half of the back nine. That's when I think something interesting could start to happen, because if Veer catches on another 2 or 3 birdies in the rest of the front nine, and then we see Honey slipping off maybe with a bogey or so, it could be a completely different ball game going into that back nine after that.
Right, we're joined here by Shaurya as well. What do you think?
Penalty for coming late.
Yeah, 2-shot penalty for coming late.
I always try to stay true to style. So I've been known for my slow play, but today was a different day altogether. I tell you, on the final day is always one full of surprises. It started like that for me, but I'm seeing for Honey, he's built what appears to be at this point in time an unassailable lead. It's going to be difficult for the rest of them to catch up. My bet is that he can waltz home without breaking a sweat.
In fact, that's what I was going to bring up with you, Nikhil. I mean, let's talk about Honey for a second here. He's got 7 titles under his belt. It's been a 5-year drought, unfortunately. Last year, in this venue, he was in contention. Unfortunately, last minute had to settle in for the 2nd position. What do you have to say? How much do nerves come into play? What do you think is going on in his mind right now?
Big time. I mean, I can tell you from a sports person's perspective, when you're looking to control the results, that's when you make mistakes. And I guess he must be looking for that victory even when he was in contention last year around. Forcing the result, sometimes you don't get the result. But if you stick to your processes, things start falling into place as well. And of course, every week, every year is different. I guess with that sort of experience that he's had over the number of years, he knows how to keep his nerves calm and just go with the flow. Sometimes you need to just go out there and enjoy the sport. Results will fall into place. It's like you're taking care of the small pictures, the small dots, and you draw a larger picture. But sometimes when you're forcing a result, Valusha, that's when mistakes happen.
Yeah, so no forcing anything. Just play your natural game. I guess that's the advice, right?
Enjoy the sport as well.
Enjoy the sport, right. All right, let's go over to Meha here, who's going to take us through the conditions of the course. Well, Rahul, I have a question here for you. You're coaching some of our top guns at the DP World PGTI. I wanted to ask you, a different pin, different green speed means you're walking fresh? Or do the demons of, let's say, a fumble at that hole kind of come back to haunt you? And at a time like that, what do you tell, your player? Do you say play your natural game or just, proceed with caution?
Well, it completely depends on the kind of situation that is there on that particular day, in terms of how the player is playing, also in terms of how the course is playing on that day, how the rest of the field is playing, how the weather conditions are playing. So there's multiple factors that would go into the mix, but most importantly, how is the player faring at that point of time? Does he or she need to catch up shots? And that's what we'd focus on at that point of time, and then pick pace from there.
Right. Nikhil, we came from Raipur just now where we had a birdie spree. Things have been a little different here. But of course, the standard has been absolutely great. I mean, the scores are great by any standard. What does that tell you about the DP World PGTI standard being created here?
Well, incredible. Of course, Raipur, you had a shorter course, 6,000 odd yards, but here it's slightly longer. And winds picked up as well. The greens are playing really well as well. But the number of birdies that we've seen, number of bogey-free rounds, to answer your question, I think, every year, the standard of Indian golf is only getting better. And you can see that, with the prize money coming in. You've got a lot of Americans who are here, like Jared Hack, who's playing on the PGTI as well. You've got a lot of Czech players who are here, some Italian players looking to come and use this opportunity to do well at the PGTI, the DP World PGTI, and that's their ticket to get into the European Tour as well. So every year on year, your standard of Indian golf is getting better, because you had 30 under Jared Hack in Raipur winning, but here Hani Besoya is looking to get his hands on the silverware as well. So there's that lovely competitiveness that you want to see, that it's not about all the overseas players, that some of our Indian golfers saying, guys, I can do this. This is my own backyard. And that's the competitive spirit you want to see.
Right. And gentlemen, you'll have all played on this course, be it professionally or otherwise, right? So can you tell me your best scores here?
Well, if memory serves me right, I think for me in competitive play was 3 under. Otherwise, I think friendly rounds would have been a lot more. I think Rahul, I'm certain, he has a lot more prowess on this course, would have shot a lot deeper maybe.
I did have the privilege one time to shoot a 6 under par, so yeah, I'll pass it on to you, Nikhil.
No, lovely. I ain't letting the cat out of the bag. I want to stick to my handicap. My best round here has been, guys, whoever's listening, 12. So I'm not giving you shots here when we play here next time.
You could just say 84 runs.
So I ain't giving you no shot. I ain't letting the cat out of the bag. Well tried, Valusha.
So there you have it. Let's go to Meha now, who's going to tell us a little bit about the trophy and unveil it for us.
Thanks so much, Valusha. Let's show our viewers. This is the trophy of DP World Players Championship that everybody has been vying for. Everybody has been trying to get their hands on this trophy. Hani Besoya is pretty close, but can there be any surprises? Day 4, the final day, is beautifully set up. Let me also tell you a little bit about the presentation ceremony. There will be the legendary Kapil Dev, who will be there with us at the prize distribution ceremony. He is the president of the Professional Golf Tour of India, somebody who's been working tirelessly to elevate the standard of professional golf in India. We'll also be joined by Mrs. Kiran Nadar. She is a philanthropist, a visionary, and an accomplished bridge player. So she'll be here as well. She has joined the PGTI board, which is again a significant step for professional golf and for sports governance, golf governance in the country. We'll also have DDA chairman, Mr. N. Sarvana Kumar, who will be gracing us for the ceremony. Then there is a very successful administrator, Mr. Amrit Mathur. He will also be there. He's the league commissioner of One of a Kind 72, the league. So a lot to look forward to. It's going to be a glittering ceremony. But at the moment, day 4, the final day, is beautifully set up. Yes, Hani Besoya has a 5-stroke. In fact, right now, 6-stroke cushion. But there's so much to play for. Back to you, Valusha.
So we have quite a lineup here this afternoon, and before we get to the live action, I need to ask you, gentlemen, your top 5 and scores. Yeah, I wasn't going to let you guys go so easy.
That's a lot of pressure. I'll say Hani Basoya goes to 21 under par. We'll have Veer Alawat at about 19 or 20 under par. And we'll have Jamal and Jared at around the number of 15 under par. And yeah, that's kind of where I'd stop it.
Yeah, guys, Tapendra guy is 2 shots away from the top 5. You see Tapendra making a move because same venue, he's got the silverware in his hand last year around. I think he'll be confident. He'll be looking to get a couple of birdies as well.
I think he'd also be pushing through a little bit, going a little bit hard at it so that he can get in more birdies on that scorecard.
So if I may say so, Valusha, this is what most of the golfers do. Wind's picking up. Does it go in favor of Hani Basoya?
It goes in favor of Hani Basoya for sure, but I think that Veer is going to be a person that is going to be, you have to look out for Veer at this moment.
He'll be biting at his heels?
He will definitely be trying to make number of birdies, and Veer has the length on him, and he's a super player.
I'd like to say that it's very difficult to follow up that kind of an act. 2 clairvoyants, and to me, to look into the crystal ball and gaze, I think I'll go with Rahul's prediction. But the only thing that I can say is that I think Hani is going to build up on that lead. He's not one to let up on the gas. He can, he's like a shark. He can sense the blood. It's in the water, and he's going to go for it.
All right, thank you so much, gentlemen. There you have it. We've got 2 in contention for the title, Veer Alawat and Hani Basoya, according to the gentlemen here. Over to the live action.
Welcome to the final round of the DP World Player Championship 2026, the second leg of the DP World PGTI Tour. It's outstanding golf, world-class golf on display here. We've had 3 days prior to this of some scintillating golfing action with Jared Hack taking the lead in the first 2 days. But Hani Basoya, who has played a lot of his golf at the Qutab golf course, stole the show yesterday to open up a 4-stroke lead over the field. Today, he continues. He's increased that lead to 5 strokes. And alongside me is Nikhil Kalan, my fellow commentator. Nikhil.
Thank you, Ashwin. A very warm welcome to all our viewers. And we are bringing you live action from round 4 of the DP World Players Championship 2026. Here from the Qutab Golf Course, you have left-hander Anshul Patel in action here. As you can see in the left window, Anshul Patel putting. Oh, he's just missed out there. He'll be disappointed with that. Should be able to tap this in. We are bringing you live action from the final day, and very exciting contest here because we've had 3 different leaders on all the 3 previous days. It started with Kshitij Naveed Kaul, then Jared Hack, and then Hani Basoya. And Manoj S taps in there. He doesn't seem too happy. Now we are bringing you action from the 10th tee.
The 10th tee is a par 3 with a tree standing between the green and the tee box, a bunker to the right and another bunker to the left. It's a challenging hole.
That's right. And on your screen, Dhruv Shoran, a 3-time winner on the PGTI, a 3-time winner on the DP World PGTI. He's won twice on the feeder tour.
Hi, I'm Dhruv Sharan.
That's Dhruv, possibly playing a pitching wedge. Sends the ball soaring into the skies to find the green. The 10th is the 3rd most difficult hole on the course, ranked 3 in the stroke index. As you can see, one has to bend down to check the pin position to be sure the tree is clearly in the way. So once you're sure is when you essay your shot. An errant shot And considering it's a left-hander playing an errant shot, can find the heart of the bunker.
And now on the screen, the southpaw Anshul Patel. How different is it for a left-hander here, Ashwin?
It's all angles, I presume, Nikhil, because end of the day, what is easy for a right-hander could be a tough approach shot for a left-hander, or a tough tee shot, depending on where he chooses to tee off from the tee box as well. You got that option.
Okay, here's a look at the leaderboard. Hani Besoya is marching ahead. He's opened up a 5-shot lead. He's through 7 holes, his total 20 under. And now Manoj S on the screen, 17 years old, from the Karnataka Golf Association, Bengaluru. Will he be able to put behind that disappointment from the previous hole, where he didn't look too happy after holing out on the green? And we've got the ball follow. Let's see where he lands it. He is just on the edge of the green.
It's not a bad place to be, ideally, because if you putt, you may even birdie it. It's not too far from the pin. The greens continue to read 10.8 on the stemp meter. They were 10.8 yesterday and they're 10.8 today. Testing greens, but they play true.
Kushal Singh in action here, trying to read his line, and you can see the 150-yard marker behind him. Kushal started off well this week with a low score, and he's found the green. Let's see how far he's placed it from the pin. Won't be an easy putt from there, I guess. What do you say, Ashwin?
Looks like it's a fair distance from the pin, and you can see the beautifully manicured fairways of the Qutab golf course. It's a beautiful facility, challenging, testing, yet rewarding.
Chandrajit Yadav now on your screen from Chandi Mandir, the man who made history last year on the DP World PGTI, the first to make a hole-in-one on a par 4. 5 under now, Chandrajit.
There are probably just a handful of those in the world, Nikhil. And he sends the ball soaring into the skies. Let's see if he finds the green. And what a brilliant shot that is. It's come to rest. Well, as it rolls, that's about 15, rolling downhill, 15 to 18 feet from the pin.
So the slope taking it away from the pin. He will also have a tough putt there. And action from hole number 10 now. Anshul Patel on your screen. Tracking. Can he? No, he's missed it from the side, and that's a tough return putt. It won't be easy for him from there.
While they say go past the hole to give yourself a chance to hole it, this has gone a little too far. And Anshul Patel's left with a downhill putt, which is a little harder than your regular uphill putts.
Manoj S all set to putt from the fringe of the green. We were discussing this yesterday. Would you use a wedge from there or a putter? And you said always a putter. I remember, Ashwin.
I would probably use a putter from the middle of the fairway, Nikhil.
Well, I'd love to see that. Manoj a little to the left, and he's gone past the green. Players finding it difficult to read this green, as we can see.
I think they're just getting adjusted to the speeds. I know they're a fair way into their rounds, but getting adjusted to the speeds of greens is an equally difficult task, and something professional golfers need to get adept at, because they play in different conditions every day.
That's right. 10.8 is the green speed today. And there you have Dhruv Shoran, a winner on the PGTI a couple of years back. He won his first event on the main tour in Chennai He's also won back-to-back events on the feeder tour. Those were his first two appearances on the PGTI, and he won both the events. Quite a record.
It's interesting to see the average age is getting lower on the DP World PGTI Tour. Nikhil, what do you think the average age is?
I think it will be close to 25 or 26.
That's remarkable. That goes to show the standard of golf is growing in India, improving, and opportunities are galore thanks to the DP World PGTI Tour.
That's right, Ashwin. A new partnership, watershed moment for Indian golf, and Dhruv's just missed it to the right. It's happened to all three players here on this green. So I was talking about the DP World PGTI partnership, a landmark moment for Indian professional golf as DP World global logistics leader comes on board as the umbrella and title partner of the PGTI. DP World has had a long association with golf through the title partnership with the European Tour. It is now called the DP World Tour. They've had global sports partnerships in golf, cricket, Formula One and sailing. Here you have Anshul Patel taking his time on the putt. He wants to make sure he doesn't leave any stone unturned here. He's left it a little short, won't be happy with that. So the green on the 10th turning out to claim some victims.
Anshul Patel's not had a great time today. He started off with 2 dropped shots, then he double bogeyed the 6th, and then he finished his round with a bogey despite a birdie on the 8th. Finished his front 9, sorry. So he needs a lot of luck and a lot of effort to climb up that leaderboard. So he's currently tied 24th is Anshul Patel. My God, that's probably the worst feeling in golf. What do you have to say, Nikhil?
That's right. This green taking its toll on the players. Let's see what Dhruv can come up with here. Can he make that return putt?
So from your experience, Nikhil, when you see a fellow golfer miss a putt like that, as in when you see it lip out, it does play on your mind, doesn't it?
It does, but the professionals are trained nowadays. They do a lot of mental training and meditation. All that is done to put the disappointments of the day behind you and move on to the next hole. That is a integral part of a golfer's training nowadays, besides the physical training and the hours spent in the gym. And Dhruv makes no mistake there. Moves on. He's also been looking for a win for a long time now. Last win coming in August 2024.
Hole number 9, a slight dog leg to the right. Now we have...
And we see Veer Alawat is closing the gap there. He's down to 16 under through 8 holes, closing it down to 4 shots between himself and the leader, Hani Besoya. Veer is a former PGTI number 1 from 2024, played on the DP World Tour last year. Can he make a charge going ahead on the back 9? Because Hani has not won a title for a long time, and he came close to winning at this very course last year. So if Veer does make a charge, it could play on the leader's mind. But the lead... Manu Gandas, a 9-time winner. 9-time winner on the DP World PGTI. And there you have it, Sticky, helping us identify the player, Manu Gandas. A quick look at the leaderboard. The lead is still 4 for Hani Besoya, so he's comfortably placed. But let's see how it unfolds from here on. And now a chip for Manu Gandas here. Let's see what he can come up with.
This is a lesson for young golfers. Setup is key. Manu's is exemplary. Eyes on the ball all along, and let's see how close he gets. It's not a bad chip at all. He leaves himself with a 3-foot putt. Easily drainable.
That's an excellent chip there by Manu. And I was observing how he was standing, how he addressed the ball on that downhill lie. That's very important, how you address the ball and your stance. And he executed it to perfection, leaving himself maybe a 3-foot putt.
Manu Gandas currently tied 11th. He's playing to 1 over today though, but he will want to change that stat around and really quick.
And Amardeep Malik on your screen. The sticky helps us identify the player. That's a long putt for Amardeep. He's just missed it. Gone past the hole.
Amardeep, also known as Hammer, and he also has a Hammer logo on his t-shirt.
That's right.
Why is he called Hammer, Nikhil?
That's derived from his name Amar and Hammer. Arjun Prasad on the screen. It was his birthday yesterday. He celebrated it with all his fellow professionals post his round. And Arjun drains that fist pump there. A winner on the DP World PGTI last year. He registered his maiden victory in Coimbatore last year after coming close a number of times. And here's a replay of that putt conversion by Arjun Prasad.
He's got a feel of the greens as Arjun Prasad. He's not tentative.
Amardeep makes that, moves on. The seasoned campaigner, a 2-time winner on the DP World PGTI.
Amardeep is also a huge Star Wars fan. At one point in time, he had a Darth Vader wood cover.
Hammer, as he is called, he loves his bikes as well. And now you have Manu Gandas, who sketches really well. Quite an artist. And I believe he's a judo black belt as well.
So don't mess with him, is the watchword.
Manu drains that.
Nikhil, you had mentioned that the way Veer Alawat, was it last year when he came back from nowhere to beat someone as established as Yuvraj Sandhu? That probably will play on Hani Basoya's mind. What do you have to say about that?
That's right. Veer Alawat snatched victory from the jaws of defeat last year in Jaipur, where Yuvraj Sandhu was the outright favourite, and it was a mix of both. Veer made a charge and Yuvraj also dropped some shots towards the end. It was against the run of play, if you can say, as the season went last year, because Yuvraj was winning almost everything. But it was one of those rare occasions where he lost out despite coming close to winning.
That's the 10th tee box once again. It's one of my favorite holes on this course, Nikhil, the 10th.
And I'm always hitting it a bit to the left when I... One win for Arjun Prasad, 26-year-old from Army Golf Club, Delhi. What a clear shot. Great work by the cameraman there. Following that ball, it's on the dance floor. And I welcome my fellow commentator Rahul Bajaj into the commentator's box. Amardeep Malik, as we recently mentioned, also known as Hammer. He's got that hammer on his sleeve. 40-year-old, 2 pro wins, turned pro back in 2005, hails from the Noida Golf Course, same. And we have someone here who's also from the Noida Golf Course, Rahul Bajaj, Asiad silver medalist.
Well, thanks, Nikhil, for that. And yes, we are back here now into the commentary box after doing that intro for the day. There we are here in the comms box, me and Nikhil. And Amardeep Malik, of course, on the live feed for us right now. Amardeep is from the Noida Golf Club and plays most of his golf over there, practices over there. And of course has been a seasoned campaigner here on the DP World PGTI. Has also played on the Asian Tour in the past. So a person whose name is very much known in the golfing circles. A brilliant shot here by Hammer.
And Hammer has changed his swing a bit over the years.
There we have Manu Gandas always looking at the line very intently, even on an approach shot, an iron shot on a par 3. And Manu Gandas now, coming up on this 127-yard par 3, hole number 10. And 9 professional victories. Turned pro in 2015, so this is his 11th year on the professional circuit. Has also played on the DP World Tour in the past, all of 29 years of age. So still very young and has a long career in front of him.
That's right. He's also a former DP World PGTI Order of Merit champion. That's what helped him earn a spot on the DP World Tour. And a judo black belt and an artist. He sketches really well.
Judo black belt. That's the kind of knowledge that I don't think I could have had, Nikhil.
Nobody messes with him, and he's just gone past the green.
Yeah, and that's probably where he gets all that Zen-like demeanor from.
That's right. He comes from a sporting family. His father is a swimming coach in Gurgaon and also a yoga trainer.
Incredible that is. And now we've got Jared Hack on the screen playing alongside Tapinder Ghai and Veer Ahlawat. Course, Jared Hack, who's had his first taste of India in 2026, and clearly he doesn't have any problems with Delhi belly.
That's right, Veer Ahlawat, and the Qutub Minar comparison, 6'3.5". And we have our first round leader on the screen now. Sorry, the second round leader, Jared Hack, the winner last week in Chhattisgarh. 14 under, that's a birdie putt for him. He's just missed it from the right.
30 under par, Nikhil, with Shaurya Bhattacharya winning that tournament last year at 27 under par. You know, we did think that it was going to be tough to beat, and Jared Hack there with that replay of that putt, just about veering off towards the right of the hole. It seemed like it was in the heart of it, through and through.
That's right. Your student Shaurya Bhattacharya, 27 under last year, beaten by Jared Hack this year, 30 under at Naya Raipur.
Yes, I did joke with him that you thought that you've created some sort of a record. It's gone in no time.
Now we have Tapendra Ghai on the screen. He won the DP World PGTI event here last year at the Qutab Golf Course.
Tapendra Ghai, another player who has a very zen-like demeanor himself. You know, kind of like a poker face that he carries along with him. Can't really tell whether he's made a birdie or made a bogey. And that's a bit of a miss over there for him. He'll have that 3-footer remaining for a par.
That's right, a man of few words. Tapendra Ghai, known as Tappy. Tappy should tap in from there.
Veer Alawat now putting from about 6 feet away for a bogey. Hole number 9, a par 4 over here at the Qutab Golf Course. Not a very long hole, and seems like Veer has put himself in a bit of a tough spot over here. Currently 4 under par for the day, trying to inch closer and closer to Honey. Hopefully this will be one drop shot and that's it. And yes, Veer Alawat will move to 15 under par. And Honey Besoya would keep the lead. 6-shot lead going into the back nine.
6-shot lead now for Honey Besoya, staring at his 8th DP World PGTI title and looking to end that 5-year-long victory drought.
Well, Honey was knocking on the door, last week and also a few weeks in the previous year. And he also had a couple of seasons playing out on the Asian Tour. And I think that, there is always a little bit of a learning curve that the players go through when they try to ply their trade internationally and, change the kind of conditions that they play on. Jared Hack.
And Jared has adapted well to the conditions here, coming all the way from Las Vegas. He's made that putt.
Delivering golf anywhere you can imagine. That's smart logistics to a T.
I'm sorry, sir. My mistake.
पर हम भी जिद्दी है। मुश्किल खड़ी है, खोले सीना, सामने एक चट्टान है, मेरी जिद का बोले पसीना, चट्टानों के अंदर आसमान है, जिद क्या पावाली, जिद क्या पावाली, जिद क्या पावाली, जिद।
Come straight to you, Rahul. So rather than me introducing myself, you just say. You answer with my name, so then I automatically get introduced.
Back to the live action over here, and I'm now joined alongside by former international cricketer Nikhil Chopra.
Thank you so much, Rahul. Yeah, great to be sitting beside you. Asian Games silver medalist Rahul. Does this tournament bring back fond memories? The competitive edge, competitive juices flowing?
Absolutely, Nikhil. I love being in the midst of competition. I love being at a tournament venue. It's something that I hold very dearly to my heart. In fact, you tell me to walk a couple of miles to get to a tournament venue, well, I'll do that happily.
do you feel the sport has changed, or is it changing rapidly? And what are the changes that you see in international golf, or even for that matter, in Indian golf?
Nikhil, golf has pretty much been my life for the last 24 years. And, I know I don't look a day older than 16, but yes, I've been...
like they say, dil to bacha hai.
So I've been a part of this sport for the last 24 years, and I can tell you that, the sport is only going from strength to strength. I have the privilege of interacting with a lot of junior golfers. Manu Gandas, unfortunately, missing that birdie putt here on the 10th hole after that nice, tight approach shot to the 127-yard par 3. Currently, the pin today is at 20 in and 4 from the left, which is a pretty tough pin position to get to. A lot of players you've seen are missing it on the low side, which makes it tougher to make an up and down. There we have Arjun Prasad on our screens. We'll just jump back into that conversation after this hole finishes.
How many times you've seen that sort of putt, those four-footers teasing with a little bit of break, gets the heart pumping, doesn't it? Remember, a couple of times you've been there as well.
Well, these are the things that cause the drama, and these are the ones that help you and me, throw some light onto things and make us sound like experts.
It's one of those anxious moments. Tell me, Rahul, just jumping back, sitting in the comm box, for you is better, or being out there being competitive? That to you is better.
Well, most definitely being out there and being competitive is what I enjoy. Being in the comm box is also, very nice for me. I actually quite enjoy it. It's the closest I can be today to competition, along with, of course, coaching, because I do have a few players that I coach, and it's been very heartening to see how they've been playing. So, all in all, just being somewhere around competition is great for me. So whether it is coaching, whether it is in commentary, I just love doing that. Jared Hack, the man who has come to India with an absolute bang and shot 30 under last week. Zaf, look at him on hole number 10. Seems to have tugged that one a bit, and this is what I was talking about. The player can miss that ball on the low side. That's going to be a tough up and down, but make no mistake, Jared Hack has got great hands, and now we've also established that they're Indian hands and not Spanish hands.
Tapendra Gai, 30 years of age. He's had 2 victories to his name, turned pro in 2017. He won here last year. Favorite hunting ground for Tapendra Gai, Qutab Golf Course, Ladosrai, as we all know it. Yeah, moving day, final day. Looking to get birdies, as many as possible. The wind just picking up a shade. Nice rhythmic swing by Tapendra Gai. Well, I'm joined with the proud CEO of the DP World PGTI.
Hi, I'm Veer Rawat from DLF Golf and Country Club.
Veer Rawat on the par 3, joined by DP World PGTI CEO Mr. Amandeep Johal. Aman Paji, you've had your hands full. Great partnership with the DP World. You had a fantastic first tournament at Raipur. Veer Rawat turned pro 2016. Home course is DLF and Country Club. Looking forward to an exciting season, Paji?
Thanks, Nikhil. It's great to be here. I wish I was in Veer Rawat's shoes. That's a great shot on hole number 10. It's a tricky par 3, Nikhil. Very short, but still, the green is so well designed that and with the wind up, it's almost like you saw Jared, miss the green on the left. So I feel that it's not it's not a walkover. Going back to hole number 9, that's a great putt by Kshitij Naved Kaul, who had a great day on the first day. Yes, joining the tour, it's just been over a year as a CEO. I think the tour is doing well. I could give myself a pat on the back.
Well, you've had some great initiatives as well. I know because I speak to you off air as well. You're very passionate. The idea of growing the sport for people who don't understand golf or who are not playing golf. Yesterday we had the Birdies Connect moment. Swati Dadeja there looking to get more women golfers to pick up the sport as well. So you're looking to popularize the sport as well. Here's our leader, Hani Basoya. He's had a terrific 3 days as well. So that would take a lot of time from your office as well.
Absolutely. I think a lot of work has to be done in promoting the game. Hani Basoya for a birdie putt, and that is so well done. You know, you can make out from his demeanor, a great birdie putt. He moves to 22 under par. I think he's looking like he's going to walk away with this title. What do you think, Nikhil? I think his body language is fantastic. 22 under par after 9 holes. And the next guy is 7 shots behind, which is Veer Alawat, who's also on 10 looking for a birdie. But mind you, a lot can change in the back nine. There are many birdie holes in the back nine. Jamal Hussain for a birdie putt to move into 15 under par. It's going to break a little bit from the right, I would think. Do you think he peaked too early?
It's all about moving the head. Have a look at that. Watch the head, yeah? He was anxious. He's wanting to see the ball go into the hole. I mean, you'd be able to explain those pictures far better.
Absolutely. I mean, I thought he hadn't even made the stroke and he was already looking, because he had the pace right. He had the line absolutely perfect. But I think because he peaked too early, the putter face opened that quarter of a degree, and which is why he missed it to the right and started too far right. There are 3 big champions on hole number 10. Veer Alawat, Order of Merit winner 2 years ago, had a good season in the DP World Tour in Europe. We've got Jared Hag, who finished second in the Q School to Shubham Jaglan in Ahmedabad, wins it. Thomps home in Raipur. That wasn't a good bunker shot from him, and he's left himself almost 20 feet to save his par. He's using the claw grip, which is being used by many, many players now. That's a pretty good putt, but it's going to be tough to save par from that far for sure. A tap in for a bogey for Jared brings him down to 13 under par. I would think, he was talking to me a couple of days ago, and he says, if I win 2 tournaments on the trot, do you think I would get an invite into the Indian Open? I said, you know what, Jared, you still have to work pretty hard to win the second title. It happens so easily, and it happens to the best of us. Going back to Tappy Guy, he won the event here last April. Oh, that was very unlike Tappy. He's raced it by. The greens after the redesign, Nikhil, have been done so well that you really don't realize how the slopes are working. You have to be very careful, because you may think it's actually a flat putt and could be a slight downhill. And when the greens are rolling at 10.5, you have to be very aware, because before you know, you have run it a foot and 2 by. Veer Alawat for a birdie to close in to Hani Basoya. I think this is a must putt. What do you think?
I'll tell you what, if he gets it in, you probably see the fist pump coming through as well. Oh, just misses it. Maybe on the low side, Paji?
Definitely. I think that, from the bunker, it's very easy. The slope is running from right to left. I think he was far too conscious. He was trying to go for the birdie, and then kind of left it a little on the left side, on the low side.
But to be honest, Paji, must be really heartening to see. We saw Jared Hag, the first tournament, go to 30 under. Even with some of our Indian players in this tournament, when they've gone low, they've gone really low. We saw some 5 under scores yesterday. Arjun Prasad, Kshitij also 5 under, and then of course Hani Besoya 6 under. So I guess they're really going the low numbers as well. Tapendra Gai just stepping it in for par as well. That must be heartening to see.
Absolutely. I think, Nikhil, my players are shooting low numbers. Last year we saw, Yuvraj Sandhu go 62 under par in 2 tournaments. 32 and some silly numbers like that. So, so these guys are used to these low numbers. But I'm very happy that we got a lot of international players coming into India. I want my players to start competing with the international players. So Hani Besoya.
I'm Hani Besoya from DLF Golf and Country Club.
That's where they get their competition, and I think he's going to enjoy that coming back into India after competing on the Asian Tour. He's going to be more ready. And he's showing it. His body language is showing it. The way he's preparing is showing it. That was a great shot. Going back to DP World PGTI, it's so heartening to see this logo. It was earlier only the PGTI, and before that, the Tata Steel PGTI for 6 years, and we are grateful to Tata Steel, ever so grateful. But with DP World coming in as a title partner, I think the PGTI and the Indian golf scene is going to go through the roof.
Just picking up on that, I guess you can sense that energy from the Indian players as well. Ever since you've been able to go out there and get the umbrella partnership with the DP World and now DP World PGTI, you just get that sense in the tournaments, the energy from the players as well. They're excited.
I think absolutely right. I think it's also the players and the general public, the general golfing population and people who are not part of golf. I think everybody's heard of DP World. What a great shot by Kshitij. 2 feet short of hole-in-one. That would have made me the PGTI 1 lakh poorer had he made that. But great shot by Kshitij. Last year we got almost 2 or 3 holes in one on TV, which is a rarity. Our TV production has gone very well. I think thanks to ABP Network. They have done a very good job in the productions. Jamal, that's very good rhythm. I think this boy works on great rhythm. Another great shot. Just 6 feet short or 10 feet short of the hole. And looking at a birdie. Yeah, going back to DP World, I think the general pop... starting to notice. DP World is in cricket. I think we are only competing with cricket right now as the probably the second fastest or the fastest growing sport, so to say. So I think with DP World coming in, that is going to help me get better sponsors. We already have great partnerships with Amul, Campa, Victorious Choice, IndusInd Bank. So, I mean, DP World coming in will make my job much easier to get in more corporate sponsors.
A lovely little chip there. Amardeep Malik trying to hold that one in. Just coming back to the kind of quality of the production we've seen. And it helps the athlete as well. Let's have a look at that effort for a chip in.
So heartening to see Amar trying to chip in. He struggled with his short game for a very long time, went through a full technique change, and now great to see that he's trying to chip it in from off the green. And that's when that starts happening, you can always say that the boy's got some confidence back.
I'll tell you a little story about television production and how the players will be asking for some of their replays. Rahul Dravid, after getting 100 in initial part of his career, would go back to the producers and the broadcasters, can I get a clipping of my batting? And I'd ask him, Rahul, you just got 100. He says, no, but I want to see what are the other changes or what changes I can make in my game as well. So that's hungry. And when you're in the competitive arena, that's when you want to see your swing and what you're doing.
Arjun Prasad is one such guy. He takes care of all of these details. But the good part is we are on YouTube, and it's very easy to get whatever clippings you want. You go to that part and you can make a clipping for yourself and go through the tournament. So, we have been able to bring golf to the phone, and everybody can watch what they are doing people can watch your family, your friends, whoever is playing on the tour. Hani Basoya for a birdie putt. This is definitely going to break from the right. A little uphill, so he can get a little more aggressive on that putt. Right to left. What would you say, about few inches? It's very important to be calm and not peak too early. It's now is the time, last few holes, that you feel that you've already got a hand on the trophy. A little bit on the underside, I think. It started left. That's the other thing. When you peak or too early, either the club face shuts because of the ball position, or the club face stays open. So one of the two things that can happen when you are peaking too early, and that's an issue when you want. Looking at the result, I heard you say earlier that when you're result oriented, you really don't focus on the technique, and that's the difference between great players and good players.
I guess sometimes for a pro golfer, Paji, like they say, that's when you need good support in terms of your caddy. Stay calm. Wait till it's not over as well. Don't rush. The trophy is yours, but take it easy. So sometimes you need a good caddy just to remind you where you are.
Caddy is such an important person, in a player's life. I used to have my ex-wife caddy for me for many years. She used to pick up the bag. Daveen, her name was, from Chandigarh, was a tennis player. And she used to be on the bag, and one of the first ladies to be on the bag when I was playing actively on the Asian Tour. There was a birdie putt of Jamal Hussain that we just missed. Do you think Hani has got a tester here? He's left himself a tester. 2.5 feet. Is it a tester for you?
Without a doubt, I'll tell you what. Sometimes you just want to hear the ball go into the hole and don't try and look too early. Like with what happened when you got a 3-footer or a 4-footer for a birdie. I try and just listen to it from my left ear. Just the sound of the ball hitting the bottom of the cup.
That's a very good practice. Very well done by Hani. I think the composure. I don't know what's going on inside. I think there's a volcano inside. He's trying to keep calm. But another person who's absolutely stone calm is this kid, Kshitij. He was the youngest junior champion, and when I spoke to him a few years ago, he says, "Sir, my job is to play and become and break records." So when you set yourself goals like that, you definitely come very close to achieving them, because at least the goals have to be high, and then you start working towards that. Beautifully done. A great birdie putt by Kshitij gets him to 16 under par, 6 away from Hani. So he's come into his second position after Hani Basoya. Veer Alawat, the 11th hole. Like I said, Nikhil, many birdie holes on the back nine. 10th, 11th, I would say 12th as well. Oh, that's a great chip. I would say is a gimme birdie, for Veer. So 11th, 12th, 13th and 14th, short par threes. At their level, I would think it's birdies. 15th is a short par 4. 16th is another birdie hole. 17th probably would be the only one because of the rocks in the middle. that but 18th again, it's a birdie hole because you could drive almost the green, and with the wind coming in, favoring from the left, anybody who's fading the ball would easily make a birdie. Tapi Ghai. I presume that's his drive.
Yeah, looking to make a move. But in the last couple of years, year on year, Paji, we've seen how technology-driven clubs are coming into play as well. Everybody wants to get longer off the tee as well. You in favor of that?
I think not only just technology in the clubs, technology in fitness, we have a physio, traveling physio. If you have tight muscles, the muscles are not going to be firing enough. So all of these factors, I think, Nikhil, play a role in these players hitting long balls. And definitely distance does make a huge difference. Indian public saw Bryson DeChambeau last year at the DLF Golf and Country Club. That's Tapi Ghai. Oh, that is a great effort. That is a great effort. What a pity. That is absolutely, he had everything right. The pace, the line. I think the ball just didn't want to go in. That's the difference between somebody who's winning and almost contending. Don't you think? It's that little slip, catch in the slip, or, you made a great shot, missed catch in the slip. Jared Hack for a chip in. Do you think these professionals are trying to hole? Definitely.
Without a doubt. From that close to the hole, all these guys, the thought process is, let me just try and get a chip in. They read the lines, then visually, or they visualize the speed, try and match the speed with the break, and obviously trying to hold that in.
I think, when I see players chipping in, professionals especially, it tends to feed to the amateurs. And the amateurs tend to start picking up their lob wedge. There's so many pro-ams I play, I keep telling them, use the putter off the green. But that, they want to use, they say, oh, but the pros, this is the right way to do. I said, no, the right way is to put it in the hole. So that's Veer Ilawat trying to clean things up. Well done. That is straight uphill putt for Veer. I presume he's made a nice birdie. There you go, the DP World PGTI birdie. Just went through the screen. So, the amateurs tend to pick up these wrong things from the professionals, because professionals spend many, many hundreds of hours chipping. So, we want the professionals to focus on, the amateurs to focus on getting the ball in the hole in the least number of strokes. And, Nicholas once showed on TV that it's much better to use the putter. And 90% of the times, your best putt, your best chip will be still worse than your worst putt, so to say. So if you can get it close to the hole with your putter, please, and if there's no bunker in between, please play a putter. That's my advice to all amateurs, whether they are low handicappers, especially low handicappers, 3 or 4 handicappers, they think they're professional. It's nice to think that you're professional, but you still are amateurs and club level golfers. That's Amardeep Malik, I would think. Yes, Amardeep Malik. He's on the board of PGTI. He's got this distinct pause, so to say. I think it's radicalized his game. A great shot from Amardeep Malik. That's definitely a birdie attempt on hole number 12. In the good old days when the technology wasn't there, we used to hit 6 irons and 5 irons into hole 12. And now people are hitting wedges. That's the difference of technology, and I would say fitness as well.
And you see that change even in cricket, international cricket. Earlier I used to just clear the boundary ropes, 70 meters, 75 meters, 80 meters. Now you've got the likes of the universe boss, Chris Gale, who hits 110 meters 6 as well. You have plenty of cricketers who are terrific golfers. Ricky Ponting, and of course our great, the one and only, the legendary Kapil Dev, who's also, the proud president of the DP World PGTI as well. He works tirelessly to make sure that golf is growing in the country. I see him always on a flight. You spend a lot of time with him. He's giving his heart and soul to popularize this sport.
The Indian golf should be grateful to Kapil Dev to lend his time, his name, and let me tell you, I work with him very closely, and I keep taking him out to different events, and he gladly comes out. So that's three great shots on hole number 12, all for birdies. But going back to Kapil Dev, I think he did a great job as a president. And we'll come back after a commercial break.
I'm sorry, sir. My mistake.
पर हम भी जिद्दी है मुश्किल खड़ी है खोले सीना सामने एक चट्टान है मेरी जिद का बोले पसीना चट्टानों के अंदर आसमान है जिद कैंपा वाली जिद है जिद कैंपा वाली जिद है जिद कैंपा वाली जिद
Delivering golf anywhere you can imagine. That's smart logistics to a T.
Back to the action, and after the changeover, it's me, Shaurya Singh, alongside my dear friend Rahul Bajaj. And I'm having the first bite of the cherry today, and I must tell you that the play is really enchanting, Rahul. And Honey seems like he's like a juggernaut which just keeps rolling on.
Well, Honey, currently at 22 under par, he's got a 6-shot lead over Veer Alawat. So, whatever little chatter that we've been having, trying to figure out if, there is any room for anyone else to make it in, I don't think there is any room whatsoever. Honey seems to be running away from it as of now.
Yeah, look at the strong young lad Kshitij now with Call, who was a leader after day one. 16 under par, and that is really scampered on.
Yes, that's a tough shot from that bunker to today's flag location. That's a look at the two of us here in the comms box. And, coming in from that front bunker on the 11th hole to this tight flag location is no easy pickings. So Kshitij will have to contend with nearly about a 25-footer now for a birdie. Of course, that's not something that the player wants coming in from the bunker. But nonetheless, this is what we have now. And Jamal, who is also playing pretty solidly, 2 birdies on that scorecard today. 15 under par for the tournament.
Yeah, I would have thought that he'd try to get a little more under the ball on that. Maybe that might be owing to the kind of lie that he would have drawn in that bunker. Otherwise, you expect somebody with his sort of short game would have been able to generate a little more spin. But nevertheless, he'll still have another opportunity for birdie. It's 6 shots with 8 holes to go for our leader. Veer Alawat, of course, having birdied hole number 11. Jamal here. 3rd shot. Seems to be in a little bit of a soup here on the par 4.
Well, soup seems like a bit of salad to me. But, let's see if the ball gets up close. So he'll still have about 5 feet remaining for a par. That's not an easy putt from this place. He's just coming off a birdie on hole number 10, going bogey free so far, and hopefully the commentator's curse doesn't hit him.
He's known for his short game wizardry, and there it was on full display. That wasn't the easiest of shot. I don't know, I'm often blamed by you, Rahul, that I make it look a lot more difficult than it is, but that probably tells me because you've had a brilliant career because of your mindset. So it's a lot of golf is how you perceive it.
Well, talking about different careers, you have a career on a completely different side of things today, and you're an MBA, and you run your own business, and each one of us has our own thing that we are good at, I guess. and you yourself have played at a very high level of amateur golf, and you played multiple years on the professional circuit. In fact, till date, if any of us actually goes back to qualifying school, it's you. You're the man who never loses any hope.
Absolutely. They say next year in Augusta. That's the adage that we live by. As you have a look at Kshitij now with call. Now, this one's going to be a slippery putt from left, right, but you think he'll be aided a little bit by Jamal's chip?
Well, he would be, but this is not an easy putt. Coming all the way downhill, it's going to break a little bit from the left to the right. It's not the easiest of reads. Let's see how well he does over here. He's made 4 birdies on that scorecard today and no blemish at all. Currently 16 under par. He's a long way away from Honey. 6 shots away and only 8 holes remaining. And that will be another missed opportunity, but should be a par for Kshitij.
My apologies, I got a little too excited. We were visited by a ball next to a commentary booth hitting the tree, and the branches being favorable to it. And we'll soon find out who it belongs to on hole number 18, right in front of the commentary box.
Well, Kshitij sticks around at 16 under par, 6 shots away from Honey. And let's see if Honey continues to take that lead, going deeper and deeper.
Yeah, today as
look at the leader now. Putting for birdie.
today has been an indifferent sort of day as far as scoring is concerned. The wind has made it difficult. While we have a look at Honey, and that just about veers to the right hand side.
He kind of knew it as soon as it left the putter's face. He would stick around at 22 under par. Of course, the 11th hole as the pin position today. 7 in from the front and 7 from the right over that bunker. Shaurya, that's really a difficult shot unless and until you're lying pin high to the green location, which in right to left downwind is possible, but it's playing only right to left side wind. So to get it all the way up there to a pin high position is tough with the driver. And that second shot, unless and until you're hitting a full wedge into this green, it is a tough shot to play. Jamal Hussain now putting for a par.
Yeah, that's the defense of this golf course, is tricky pin positions, because in terms of yardage, there's not much to offer. So I guess that's how you bear your fangs on this golf course. The greens, the pin position. Jamal here trying to make par, and you can never quite tell if he's hit a good one or not. He was really looking on pensively, but that was well done nevertheless.
11th hole, all of 331 yards, but the flag location, of course, makes it a lot tougher. Veer Alawat on our screens now, currently 16 under par, 4 under par for the day. Veer playing the 12th hole, hitting his second shot. The 12th here is a long par 4, 423 yards. Veer Alawat with all that Amul power. And hits that one a bit over the flag, giving himself nearly about 30 feet for a birdie.
Amul powering the nation, and of course providing the protein and calcium and everything else, all the good stuff. And I think he's definitely had a dose of that in the morning, and you can see that ball going about 25 feet by. Never a problem to have too much power in your reservoir.
Although pars on the PGTI do not help at all, we need only birdies. And as we were speaking about that golf ball earlier, it is Angad Chima who has actually landed his golf ball right on top of the comms box, but he's very much in play.
And I must say that was a fortuitous bounce for young Angad. And now he'll have maybe all of 65 yards. We can't quite see him on the screen, but it's a difficult shot coming up nevertheless, as we have a look at Tappy. With sort of shot which is impeded by a few trees on the way. What's your take on this golf shot, Rahul?
Yes, I think this is not the easiest of shots. He has to actually play the shot under the trees, but he's got a fair distance because, it's a 423-yard par 4, so this is not going to be an easy shot. He will have to keep it low, and I think he'll have to curve this ball also a little bit. I do not think he's got a clear line to the front portion of the green.
Yes, yeah, it's going to require a lot of ingenuity and precision to be able to get this anywhere close to the flag.
Tapinder Ghai sometimes calls himself Tappy Ghai. We see both the names on that leaderboard every now and then. We can say Tapinder Urf Tappy.
Finally underway.
Oh, what a brilliant golf shot that is by Tapinder Ghai, leaving himself just on the front edge of the green, but coming in from that location, he's certainly given himself an opportunity.
He made the shot look a lot easier than what it was, I think.
Certainly, that's the reason that they're on the course, my friend, and we both here in the comms box.
Absolutely not too bad to be in the comms box. Perfect position as we go to hole number 13. Probably one of the most difficult holes here with the water hugging the green on the right hand side. The player's probably going with a 7 iron. Amardeep Malik likes to play it from right to left, so not the ideal shape for his game on this hole. Let's see how he does.
Amardeep Malik having that pause at the top of his backswing, and something that looks a lot like Hideki Matsuyama's. What a lovely shot that is, and certainly if that keeps happening, I'm pretty sure I'll be pausing on top of my backswing for 3 seconds or so.
Yeah, I must say that's a really prudent play, working it from right to left. There's a bunker there on the right hand side. I got a little confused between 13 and 14. So my apologies. This is hole number 13, which is probably an 8 iron for these players. 14 is the difficult one with the water on the right hand side. This does have a bunker though, which impedes play. But for all intents and purposes, Rahul, this would be a birdie hole for these players?
Well, absolutely. This is a birdie hole, of course, depending on the kind of approach shot that you get. Today is definitely a birdie hole because the pin is 24 in and in the center of the green, making it a very approachable flag location for the players. Wind, of course, is a little more, benign than yesterday, and that, of course, helps the players to attack more flag locations. Manu Ganda is coming up way short over there. Might have caught a bit of a miss hit.
Yeah, while we have a look at the leader, there's some other players who are doing really well on the golf course. Vasu Sehgal, 4 under par today. And then you also have Koichiro Sato with the 1 under par. MD Akbar Hussain, 3 under par. Lower down, Karan Verma also with a really good round of 3 under par. And Dhruv Sharon as well with a good round, going 3 under par for Dhruv as well.
As we take a look now at Veer Lawat's birdie putt. This one to go to 17 under par. Greens over here at the Qutab golf course roll absolutely beautifully. Veer coming up just shy of the hole. The flag location today on the 12th is 7 in and 5 from the left, leaving it just a wee bit short of the hole for that birdie attempt. We take a look now at Tapinder Ghai. Tapinder has a makeable opportunity, and this is what we were talking about yesterday. The ball on the fringe, actually it's a thing of the statistics that it's not counted as a green in regulation, but he's actually got a shorter putt than what we did,
and an easier one at that. It's uphill as well, so I'd say that's quite makeable. But do you think at this point in time there's a possibility of Honey getting feeling any pressure from maybe Veer, Jamal, or Kshitij? I don't see Jared being in the thick of things, but 7 or 6 seems like a bridge too far, you'd say?
Well, the way Honey is playing, I do not think he's afraid of anything at this moment. I guess he knows, and he's a very seasoned player, he knows that if he keeps putting the ball in the fairway and onto the green, this one is his for the taking, and also his for the letting go. So if he can just keep hitting that ball into the fairway and up onto the green, whether he makes birdies or not, this is very much, if he just keeps making par from here on, he's in good shape.
You got some friendly visitors here. Golf is often played in open expanses, and wildlife is one of the benefits. Now this part breaking maybe a little bit right towards the end from his right.
Leaks out towards the low side of the hole. That ball broke quite a bit from the left to the right. And of course, I think this is what the players call curlers up on the course. A ball that breaks a lot towards the hole. Jared Hack now. He's got a birdie putt. This one's going downhill. Should not curve as much as Tapendra's golf ball did.
A little surprised the last 2 days have been a little subdued for the American, given the fact that he's really taken through the Indian conditions like fish to water. I would have expected him to go deeper, but he still has about 6 or 7 holes to go. With this curler, as Rahul pointed out, this is going to have considerable amount of break. Let's see if he looks good over at that a little bit there. We'll have to settle for a 2-putt. And for all our viewers who are just joining us, we'd like to welcome you to the DP World Players Championship being played at the Qutab Golf Course. This tournament offers a prize fund of 1.5 CR. And leading the tournament currently is Hani Besoya. He's at 22 under par with a handsome lead. 6-shot lead with approximately 7 holes to go.
What a brilliant day it is, and even the entire week has been absolutely brilliant, Shaurya, with the weather conditions, the wind, the bright sun here on the greens at Qutab. It's just a brilliant venue to be at, and of course, the umbrella partner DP World sponsoring this tournament.
The tour commissioner, Mr. Joel, he spoke about his wife caddying for him back in the day, and that took me back to a story of my wife walking alongside me when we were on a honeymoon. As we have a look at this putt, then I'll tell you the other half of that funny story. Tapendra Kai with a short little putt. Pretty well done. So on a honeymoon in Australia, we were playing Royal Melbourne, and of course my penchant for quick play is well known. She said if you don't pace up, then you'll only be having half a honeymoon, because I'll be going off and I can't quite take the excruciating walk anymore. So yeah, that was my experience, brief little experience of my wife following my golf game.
Why would you make your wife walk with you playing a golf round on a honeymoon? I mean, after playing professional golf, why would you play golf on your honeymoon, Shaurya? This baffles me.
Well, I say we can never get too much of a good thing, and neither can we.
Let's go, baby!
Hello guys, we've just wrapped up the DP World PGTI Tour's first round of play here in Chhattisgarh, and we've got our winner with us, Jared Hack. Jared,
thank you.
I think this belongs to you now.
Yes.
How are you feeling, Jared?
Now that we're done and everything's over, it's sinking in. It's a great feeling.
Jared, you had a reasonable first couple of days. Then the round 3 is where you just, started to lock in. How would you explain that transition?
As the tournament got deeper, you're kind of in more of a flow. You're kind of trusting what you've been doing throughout the week, so it's like you can kind of build some confidence on it. And today I just leaned on, me being a little bit older in the group and having more experience, I'd say, and just trusting that I have the ability to do it.
Your first time playing golf in India, 1 trophy already. How do you describe that feeling?
It feels great. I mean, that's why I came over here, right? I came over here to try to finish 1 on the order of merit and get that DP spot. This is a great start. Been fortunate. Everybody's been super kind and super supportive, and yeah, it's been a lot of fun so far.
Now, Jared, if I talk about today, which was the final round, you started off with the bogey. Then you did a couple of birdies or 3 birdies in the front 9. But by the time you got to the back 9, 5 birdies, 1 eagle, and that eagle was at hole 12.
Yeah.
How do you explain that?
That was the shot of the tournament for me. It's about 280 to cover the bunker. There's about 315 to the hole and a little into the wind. And you can ask my friends, like that's all I have for me. And I hit a really, really good shot and it got a nice bounce up there to about 4 feet and made the putt. And that really helped me settle in those last 6 holes.
Since it's your first time in India, how important is it to have known people or friends around in this sort of a setup?
It's been huge, and even the people that I haven't known have been super supportive and kind to answer any questions, or if I need any help, they're there to help. So everybody's been really, really nice.
Jared, on the last hole, it was obvious who's going to win. After that final putt, you just did like a small fist bump. I've seen players do bigger celebrations on a birdie. What's that about your demeanor?
That was the goal all week, just to try, or even every tournament I play, is to try to work on staying as level as possible. So it was like, after that putt went in, I could take a breath, like I did it, and then it obviously acknowledge, the cheers and stuff like that. So it was just part of staying level and calm, and hopefully we keep that rolling.
Jared, I just want to finish off regarding the golf. What would you say was your best shot? Like, was it the putt? Was it the drive? What do you think is your strongest option going forward in the tour?
I think I'm really good at chipping and putting generally, but everybody is here. Everybody that I've played with finds a way to get the ball in the hole pretty fast. So I hit it very well. I hit my irons well this week, and I drove it nice this week too. So if I can play my game, I think I'm pretty good all around at everything.
Jared, when you were submitting your scorecard and we were waiting for you outside, I could hear a few of your friends planning free drinks and free dinner on you. What's that about?
Oh, we'll definitely go have a few beers tonight probably and go have a nice dinner somewhere.
Does the media team get a part of that or no?
Well, if they want to figure out where we're going, they can come stop by.
I'd just like to congratulate you. Thank you, Jared.
Thank you so much.
All the best for the rest of the tour.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
That was an insightful conversation with Jared Hack as we have a look at our leader. And that maybe about 2 feet by should be all right.
So Honey from a very similar location to where Veer had hit his approach shot, and kind of similar putts as well. And Veer leaving it 2 feet short and Honey leaving it 2 feet ahead. But nonetheless, that should be a par for Honey. And interestingly, Akshay Sharma made an eagle today on hole number 1, the par 4. I mean, he dunked his second shot in.
That is brilliant indeed, and we had that conversation yesterday that this hole used to be a par 5 back in the day, so imagine it would have been an albatross, but a well-earned eagle indeed.
Another eagle came in for Declan Kenny at the 16th hole, the par 5. Not an easy par 5 to get onto in 2 shots, so those must have been 2 really long shots or a chip in.
Yeah, the tee shot is a difficult one. If you can somehow get in the fairway, then the second shot is still rather benevolent. But yes, it's a difficult one to put in the fairway.
Jamal Hussain now on hole number 12, the par 4. Kshitij Naved Kaul also trying to catch up and trying to run as fast as he can towards Honey, but playing together with him today. Jamal Hussain, a little bit of that Campa fizz. What a putt there for Jamal. That should move him to 16 under par. And a tie alongside Veer and Kshitij Naved Kaul. There we have that little birdie on our screens.
It was most definitely the Campa fizz that worked for him.
A brilliant putt here by Jamal, reading that one beautifully. And that roll on the greens over here at the Qutab golf course in the heart of Delhi is just phenomenal. Some of the most consistent greens throughout the year here in this region. And Kshitij, looking at this ball, should break a lot from the left to the right, as we got an idea of that earlier by Tapendra's putt. Been nearly about 6 inches off from the left.
Yeah, similar line. Let's see if he gets ample borrow, because we saw that ball really snake away. And while we talk about that, let's also have a look at the tournaments. They're coming at you thick and fast, Rahul. This schedule is jam-packed. A lot of lucrative events coming up.
Talking about lucrative, Kshitij Naved call, of course, trying to get everything out of this putt, and unfortunately, that was low side all the way.
Yeah, similar fate as Tappy's. I think that really does have a lot of yaw in it.
You know, it didn't look like this was left enough to make it. Well, we just have a different kind of a view from here, right? I mean, when the player is out there on the course, they are just seeing things very differently from what we are seeing over here. We've, of course, got a viewpoint basis of the couple of other putts that we see. Let's take a look now at Honey putting for par. Leader stays at 22 under par as he moves into the par 3 13th hole. Two tough par 3s coming up from here on. 173-yard par 3 the 13th and 179-yard par 3 the 14th.
You know, I made an observation. Honey also works a lot on his fitness, and I say that it's definitely taken effect. He looks like he has legs made in a foundry. Well, we have a look at Manu Gandhas. And yeah, now let's have a look at the schedule as well. We have the DP World Players Championship coming up at Tollygunge Club, and then we go to the Indorama Ventures Open Golf Championship, the PGTI Open, then the crown jewel of Indian golf, Hero Indian Open 2026. So it's a mouth-watering prospect indeed for the players. A lot of money, lots of glory, and ample lot of world ranking points to play for.
And with that brilliant approach shot, you'll be joined now in the comms box by Nikhil Chopra and Ashwin Krishnan.
Thank you for that, Rahul.
Back on air? Are we back on air? Sorry. Are we back on air, Vivek? Are we back on air?
Beautifully positioned. Day 4 of the DP World Players Championship 2026. And what an outstanding shot that is. It's come to rest, what, 3.5 feet from the pin?
Yeah, 22 under. Anyway, so looking to make a move on. Of course, you want to get it as close to the hole as possible. Get those birdies in. From here on in, Ashwin, you're just looking to make sure you get a hefty check going back. Final day, make enough money.
For sure, Honey Baisoya is playing it safe. As we can see, he's got 3 pars in his back 9. He's not taking any risks. He's got a good 5-stroke cushion over Veer Alawat. But Veer Alawat, as we have been told, has a habit of coming from behind to create an upset. He beat Yuvraj Sandhu last year in an impossible situation.
Veer Alawat on the 14th, teeing off. Yeah, I'd be looking to putt that from downtown for a birdie effort. Long birdie putt coming up for Veer Alawat. Yeah, wind is just picked up a little bit. Golfers finding it tough tackling the wind, tailwind. As you can see, the flag as well. Miscalculation, ball just flying over the flag.
The flag's in a slightly forgiving position, as we can see, because there's a water body to the right and the green slopes into the water body at places. So this gives the golfers a lot of green to play with to come back to the flag after crossing it.
Jared Hack won the first event of 2026 in the new Raipur. 13 under. He was 30 under in Raipur. Just looking to find his way. Wants the putter to be hot, and this one just slightly pulled to the left. We'll be looking to chip that, look to get an up and down as well. Interesting to see how he gets that up and down. Fabulous conditions here at Qutab Golf Course. As the leader, Hani Besoa probably looking to just aim in the heart of the green. Leader by 6 shots. My bad, it was Tapendra Ghai on the tee. Similar bodies, that's why just thought that was Hani Besoa, but lovely swing by Tapendra Ghai. He likes playing at the Qutab Golf Course as well.
Tapendra Ghai dressed in tiger attire, so to speak. Hoping Tapendra Ghai dressed in red and black like Tiger Woods. Jamal Hussain, who registered a fantastic win at Dig Boy in 2024. He knows how to win, does this man. Placed tied third presently with Kshitij Naveed Kaul, but he's a fair distance from the leader. 6 strokes is a lot, especially when you have just about 6 holes left to play. What's your take on that, Nikhil?
Yeah, well, he missed a short birdie putt. I bet he's forgotten all about that. Just trying to figure out the line and also the pace. From that distance, you got to get your line as well as the pace of the putt spot on. It's got to be a perfect marriage. Anything over 10 feet. Yeah, just trying to get that feel for the putt. Visualizing the ball going to the hole where it's going to break from. Not enough. Uphill putt, not enough. Yeah, sometimes as a golfer you're looking to cross the hole. That's the kind of pace. About 10 inches past the hole is the perfect sort of pace for any putt where you're looking to attempt a birdie, or for that matter any putt. Ashwin, try and get it on the other side, at least 10 inches. Never up, never in the hole, as they say.
That's a great piece of advice. Better 2 feet ahead than 2 feet short, at least to give yourself a chance. Pearls of wisdom, which I can hope to translate into my game of golf.
Ishit is just trying to figure out the slope. Whether it's going to be right to left, left to right, stand, and method that a lot of golfers around the world have been doing. Something called the aim point. Understand the slope, what degree of slope, different ways of measuring 1 degree, 2 degree. Then you get your fingers out and just there. Every golfer has their own processes in place. Just getting a feel for the distance, where the hole is, where the ball needs to start slowing down if it's going to be breaking left to right and right to left from where we are. Otherwise, for the golfer, it's going to be probably be breaking left to right. Yeah, still find a little spot just ahead of the ball and just try and roll it over that. Once everything's good, you just fire away. Yeah, wasn't happy. Wasn't happy. As a golfer, you never want to miss it on the lower side. Yeah, from here, the camera angle just suggesting that he was probably aiming left inside and probably ball outside the cup on Kshitij's left side. Here's the man in top-notch hot form. Every single club in the bag, red hot. Hani Besoya leading by 6.
Soya finds the heart of the cup. That almost lipped out. Can be a horrible feeling, but there's no such luck for Baisoya. He's in red hot form, as Nikhil just mentioned. Very interesting fact about Baisoya. He learnt his golfing skills on a football pitch in Tyagaraja Stadium, where his father would ask him to hit the ball out of the fence, and every time he did that, he would get 1 rupee. So he's been playing professional golf for a very long time.
Interesting for any youngster to try and gain that sort of club head speed. Then to try and get the direction right, that could be taught. But that speed window is important. Try and gain that swing speed is important. You want to fly the ball 300 yards. Little teaser. Par putt coming up. Jamal Hussain. We just saw from that very distance, left to right for Jamal Hussain. Just finds the cup. Teasing par putt there by Jamal Hussain. Yeah, PGTI's Ashwin has been collaborating with a lot of different efforts, and one coming up has been the Birdies Connect.
Price tag. Wow. And saying when it passed, stabilize. Sometimes happens when you're doing too much of this hands, but you gotta feel it, feel it. Yeah.
The moment there's an iron in my hand, I stuff it.
Love it. Wow. Oh, yeah.
Are we back? Are we back? Are we back? Jared Hack was just off the green, chipped with the slow ball coming down off the green. It's an important putt for Jared Hack. Par putt. Not quite. Not quite an up and down for Jared Hack. I'll tell you what, the course has been in pristine and outstanding sort of lies that we've seen. The pace of the greens it's been really good. Home course for me as well as Ashwin as well. Lovely conditions here at the Qutab Golf Course.
Brilliant conditions, Nikhil, and we're lucky to have such a beautiful golf course so close to home and accessible to boot. This is India's first ever public golf course.
Veeralawat just trying to figure out what kind of break that he's going to be looking to play to get that par putt. Yeah, important putt for Veer as well. 17 under. Just at the business end of the tournament, you don't want a bogey coming up. So it's an important putt, a teaser. 4-footer for Veer. Yep, taps it in. Yeah, just getting back to that little clinic, Birdies Connect, where Amandeep Joel was coaching some of the ladies as well. It's a great little initiative, trying to connect the women, popularize the sport. You can have fun at the golf course as well. Forget about the technicalities. Looking to break the myths as well. So I think it's a great opportunity, and of course we've got some fabulous women golfers coming through the ranks from India as well. Lots of school picking up the sport. Yeah, it's a great opportunity. Ticket to get some higher education into the US as well. But most importantly, I'm happy to see that Swati's gone ahead and just formalized the whole process. How any woman looking to play golf can find a way. Just go to Birdies Connect on their Instagram page and just follow the instructions. A lot of women probably shy, but you got a whole sort of community looking to take up sport as well. So get connected to Birdies Connect.
And Amandeep Joel was a very first professional golfer. When at his peak, he had his wife caddying for him, and it was remarkable to see the duo. And I mean, there's no better example. You live by example, by setting examples, and he has set the best example here. Now he's taking Indian golf forward and getting women and children to play. And if you see the average age of the golfers on the Pro Tour today, on the DP World PGTI Tour, I think it's dropped by 10 years in the last 10 years.
$16 under Kshitij, the 14th hole, par 3, 179 yards with a little bit of tailwind, probably playing to about 170. Likes to draw the ball from the right of the flag. Yeah, just pushes his right close to that water body that you've been speaking about.
You understood? After the last year, we threw to Meher. The water body has caused me a lot of grief in my life, Nikhil. So I'm very aware of its presence. But
19th hole?
That one too. So Kshitij Naved calls ball is well positioned for a par. He can come back onto the green and single putt unless he sinks it from outside. He has had a blemish-free round thus far as Kshitij Naved call. 4 birdies thus far, playing to 4 under. Like the leader Hanibai Soya, who also is 4 under.
Tough position for him. You want me to throw it or you just take it? Yeah.
Sorry, freezes and throw it to a commercial grade. You want me to throw it into a commercial grade? Sorry, freezes are new to me. Oh, really? I don't know.
Delivering golf anywhere you can imagine. That's smart logistics to a T.
What a great shot! But he looks tired. And that's a drinks break.
But what's the plus sign for? अमृतांजन इलेक्ट्रो प्लस। जब लगे थकान वाली प्यास, जरूरी है सेल लेवल हाइड्रेशन। इसके इलेक्ट्रोलाइट्स आपके सेल्स को रिहाइड्रेट करें, एनर्जी लौटाएं, थकान वाली प्यास मिटाएं।
जब आपको भी लगे थकान वाली प्यास, अमृतांजन इलेक्ट्रो प्लस, थकान वाली प्यास के लिए।
Okay, we've got to talk about what is going to be a transformational moment in Indian professional golf. We're talking about 72, the league. One of a kind. It's first city-based, franchise-based league that will be held in collaboration with the PGTI. I have with me the legendary Kapil Dev. Doesn't need any introductions. He is the president of the PGTI. I also have league commissioner, a veteran sports administrator, Amrit Mathur here with me, and the CEO, who's also been the driving force behind professional golf in India, Amandeep, Joel, these gentlemen take their golf seriously. We take our golf seriously, but it's time to change the pace, make it exciting. So let's find out what 72 the league is all about. I'm going to start with Kapil. The vision behind the league and the timing of it. Tell us.
I think the most important is India need it at this stage. Now we are ready for golf to have a league. I think league, all the golfer learn to play individual, but when you come out with a league, they come to know what is the team game actually. And I think it's getting very much liked by all over the world, and wherever the league's happening, I think that's the kickstart. And second, the player come to know each other and they're ready to fight for each other, for their team, and that's the most beautiful thing.
Absolutely. Sir, IPL changed the way cricket was played in India, you know, player development. We've seen how successful IPL's become. Do you expect something similar in terms of transforming the golfing ecosystem with this league?
Well, most definitely. This is a defining moment for golf, and there is a moment for each sport, and there's a momentum at the moment for golf.
Sure.
Because of all the hard work the PGTI has done, they've made the tour bigger, they've done a game-changing partnership with the DP World. So this is a moment for golf, and I think the league is one more step forward in making golf cool, making it better for everybody. And I think the league is driven by one point vision, which is of Kapil and Amandeep and the PGTI, which is it must benefit the players. Sorry, it must benefit the players, not only in terms of golf, but also in terms of financial reward. So the key stakeholders of golf are the players, and I think the league is going to change the way the players are going to approach golf and the way it's going to reward them.
Okay, let's also talk about the format itself, Amandeep, because that would make a huge difference. Like I said, there are serious golfers out there, but we're trying to get in audiences from, you know, all across the country. What is the format going to be like? How are we going to get more viewers to tune into this? How will this get fast-paced?
Yeah, I think what we are trying is a very Ryder Cup format. So, you know, one thing which I feel that whenever you're doing something right, people start talking about it. Just yesterday I was at Delhi Golf Club, and there was the lady member who said, you know, I want to come and watch the league. I believe, you know, you are doing a match play event. It's going to be singles. It's going to be 4-ball, foursome, very much the Ryder Cup. So I think that is a huge cue of that we are doing something right, that people are talking about it. Members at clubs are talking about it. Their families, friends, everybody's talking about it. And most importantly, I think my players who are playing such phenomenal golf, you know, Yuvraj Sandhu, Veer Alawat, you name it, Arjun Prasad, they are playing such phenomenal golf. They need to be recognized by the golfing population definitely in India, and also by everybody, more than just the golfing population. So my job is to make them stars, and I think the league, 72, the league is going to be a huge opportunity to make them stars. Our production quality is going to be world class, and obviously we've got the backing of Mr. Kapil Dev, Mr. Amrit Mathur, who are household names in the world of sport cricket. And they backing this phenomenal, you know, format, I think is going to do wonders for golf.
Yeah, just to create golfing culture in the country, sir. Financial aspect is one thing, but how excited are you about player development? That you're going to get younger players?
No, I think, let me take it from where Aman left.
Yeah.
The point is very good. Why golf is reached at this stage? The last 3-4 years, every golf course having their own league. So they are very much interested. People like to see that. And perhaps it would have been very tough for us if the leagues in the every club wouldn't have taken place. Now I think we are ready, and that will be the best part about the golf.
Sir, again, I'm going to come back to IPL and its success. What are the lessons that we can take in from a successful franchise-based league like IPL into this?
I think the point which both Kapil and Aman made, a league makes somebody a star. You know, so you might be a little unknown player, but 60 players are competing here. Who knows who does well? Yeah. And a lower ranked player can surprise everybody with his performance, and overnight he's a star. So I think that's great that, you know, you have an opportunity to go up the ladder quickly. And each sport requires stars around which the ecosystem revolves. So that's the lesson IPL has taught us. You have a strange guy, one good knock, and he's got everybody's attention. Same will happen to golf. same will the players will receive attention and commercial reward, and I think ultimately there's no better incentive than money. So I think the league is going to transform how the players are going to be rewarded.
I think second your question was the youngster. I think that's where it's going to be the biggest thing going to happen, because the next generation say, I'm ready to play golf, not cricket. I'm ready to play football, not cricket. We have to promote other sports. I think cricket board have done fantastically for cricket, but I think it's our duty now to promote other sports. The country need not only one sports, all the sports. Then this game or any sports in the country will come to the level where we can enjoy that. See, he's a cricketer, he's a footballer, he's a golfer, and one platform, you all the top star, if they sit, the game will change.
Okay, so Kapil Dev, you've heard it from him. He made us believe in 1983 that we could be world champions. We were world champions, but now he's been working tirelessly behind the scenes for Indian professional golf, and it doesn't get bigger than this. Last question to you, Amandeep. UP Prometheans, as well as the Haldiram franchise. One of the big things that I found was how the Prometheans have already pre-booked Shaurya Bhattacharya. How big is that? And just like it's now getting exciting. There are franchises who are getting involved. What was that like, going to people out and asking them or telling them that this is what our concept is, and would you like to join in?
I think very happy that Mukesh Sharma from UP Prometheans and Haldiram, from the traditional league owners, whether any kind of league was happening, which was Mumbai Indians and it was Delhi Daredevils and Kolkata Knight Riders, I think we've gone away from that. But more importantly, I think what we have been able to achieve with the league is we're going to get foreigners playing with Indian players. Foreigners are going to be on the pick in the top 60, whoever is in the 60, and we are going to go down even from whoever's gone from the qualifying school, like Jared Hack, who's just finished second in the qualifying school, won last week. I think his price is going to be way up. His base price is only 3 lakhs, but I think he's going to go for at least 12 to 15 lakhs.
Yep. So golf, a lot of times people say is an individual sport, but here you're going to have teams. And like we've been saying, we take our golf seriously, so the play will not be diluted, but there'll just be more excitement, more action. That's it from us.
Entertainment.
Entertainment,
that
absolutely.
That is the bottom line.
Yes.
Entertainment.
Okay. With that, time for me to toss it back to the comms.
Back to the live action here at the Qutab Golf Course, and that was an insightful tete-a-tete between Meha Bhardwaj Alter, the CEO, Amandeep Johal, and of course the well-known Kapil Dev, and Amrit Mathur, the commissioner, of the 72, the league, which is about to happen here. The Professional Golf Tour of India's league, the first year, is going to be now in 2026, slated to be held in the month of March, and the auction of the players will be happening on the 16th of February. So just a few more days left until the auction of the players for the 6 teams which are going to be playing in the first year's league.
Interesting times ahead, that's for certain. While we have a look at Tapindra or oblique Tappy Guy, and he's here on hole number 15, the short par 4. The league is indeed a shot in the arm for professional golf in India. It's going to be exciting times ahead with the first ever auction, and I believe we've already had one player pre-booked, Ajitesh Sandhu. So the modalities of the same we'll definitely go through. And Honey Besoya still has a vice grip on this tournament with 4 holes to go. What appears to be a mere formality.
Well, 4 holes to go and a 5-shot lead. This is, it's completely his tournament, as we can tell from now. And Tapinder Ghai putting for birdie here on hole number 15. That's a bit of a lip out. This is Tapinder Ghai, unfortunately unable to make birdies today. Has made 1 bogey on the front half and 1 birdie on the back so far, to be at 12 under par for the tournament, tied for 6th position. And there we have Veer Alawat employing the aim point method to read the line and the slope.
We'd like to tell our viewers this is a technique that is being widely employed by quite a few players, and maybe this is something that the weekend warriors can definitely try. Helps you gauge the slope. The only thing you need to factor in after that is the direction in which the grain is growing. From initial look of this part, it looks like it should break from his right.
Many methods have been employed by players over the years. What do you think, Shaurya? Have you ever tried such a method?
You know, I'd be lying if I say I haven't tried everything under the sun. I'm pretty certain all pro golfers cack-handed. At one point in time, I even tried the broomstick, but I realized I was looking rather funny, so I let that go. But yes, have tried the aim point and the aim point express. Amardeep Malik now.
Malik putting here on the par 5 16th hole. And wind has now picked up pace on the course, as you can tell from that flagstick. DP World Players Championship being played this week at the Qutab Golf Club here in the heart of Delhi. The DP World Players Championship for a prize purse of 1 crore 50 lakh rupees.
One thing which I've seen, which is a perceptible change in professional golf, and I'd say that's something that I've seen from about a week and a half since our association with DP World. You know, them coming on as the umbrella partners, and it's changed everything. I think competition has become a lot more fierce, and what you see that even on the final day, it's visible that Veer Alawat is doing all that he can to gun down Honey. He's 5 under par, but Honey, of course, is also going on in a similar vein. He's birdied 7, 8, 9, and he's 4 under par. Nobody's resting on their laurels, so as to speak.
You know, DP World has been a long-standing supporter of sports, not only golf but also cricket and many other sports. And you know, it's just an absolute privilege to now have them here supporting golf, and a privilege to have them as the title partner, the umbrella partner of the PGTI. And of course, a quick mention to our other tour partners: Victorious Choice, who's been supporting the PGTI for a few years now; IndusInd Bank, Amrutanjan Electro Plus, the hydration partner of the tour; and we've got Amul, of course. Every one of us, all the households in India are aware of Amul, and of course Campa, because a little bit of fizz every now and then is of course required, and a little bit of fizz on that putt for Arjun could have been helpful.
I think need a little more fizz and maybe a little more Amul butter early in the morning and get that up all the way till the hole. But 4.5 feet short. He did celebrate his birthday yesterday, so a very happy belated birthday to the young man.
Gesture by PGTI to have got him a cake at lunchtime to be able to celebrate along with the staff members as well as the fellow players, and a great gesture indeed, because the players spend so much of time on the tour. They're traveling week in and week out with the players as well as the tour staff, that each one is a part of a family. Manu Gandas, and coming up just a little less online with that putt, and knocks that one in. And did you know, Shaurya, and you know, I was enlightened by Nikhil Kalan, that he's actually a judo black belt, Manu Gandas, and I think that's where he gets his zen-like demeanor from.
I thought for a moment you said Nikhil Kalan is a judo black belt. I knew that you know, polo ran in the genes. I didn't quite know that he was so multifaceted, but yes, I think you have a point. Manu Gandas definitely looks like he's always in control, and I thought he looked more like a pugilist, but yes, judo is not too far either.
Arjun Prasad has his work cut out now. He's putting for birdie here on the par 5, about 7 feet away from the hole. Let's see if his putt is the victorious choice.
You know, you might be on to something there, Rahul. Even Vijay Singh used to be a black belt, if I'm not wrong. I think martial arts is the way to go as you have a look at Arjun Prasad. Oh, unfortunately, having tugged that a little bit to the left, and will be an unfortunate 3-putt for him.
You know, I think there is great merit in the sciences from the East, be it of the mind and be it of the body. In fact, you know, training in the Shaolin temples could be a great thing for an athlete to become a part of if they could, probably spend some weeks over there. That would be absolutely phenomenal. And Amardeep Malik, of course, Hammer, as they call him.
I have a question for you. Will this putt be a lot more easier now that he's seen Arjun hit that putt? He knows the line for certain.
Absolutely. I think, it does appear to break a little bit from the left to the right. And clearly we saw from Arjun's putt that that ball didn't have enough break. And I think that left him absolutely confused. He pushed that one out and missed that hole completely.
We've never quite seen that. These were short putts for both these players, and it looked fairly innocuous. But do you think there's something to it when you see a player miss it on your line? It maybe gives you a little bit too much food for thought.
Absolutely, Shaurya. I think that's what just happened over here. Maybe, Arjun's putt just got him confused, and he thought probably he was playing a left inside or a left edge line, and thought that, oh, his ball did not break, so even mine won't. And then last moment, a little bit of a hiccup and a bit of a push out, and there you go. And I was seeing this. It's scientific actually. That if you catch the ball near the other heel, you would hit it about 40 yards right, and if you were to hit that ball just about a millimeter or two to the right of the center, you're going to actually hit it 25 yards left. So that's how tough it is.
पढ़ता है खेलता है झूलता उछलता है दौड़ता कभी कभी दौड़ कराता है आगे आगे बढ़ता है इंडिया अमूल दूध पीता है इंडिया
Delivering golf anywhere you can imagine. That's smart logistics to a T.
I'm sorry, sir. My mistake.
पर हम भी जिद्दी है मुश्किल खड़ी है खोले सीना सामने एक चट्टान है मेरी जिद का बोले पसीना चट्टानों के अंदर आसमान है जिद क्या बावाली जिद क्या बावाली जिद क्या बावाली जिद.
Back to the action. Here on the short par 4 hole number 15. On our screen is Jamal. He's at 16 under par, 6 shots behind our leader, Hani Besoya.
Been in a precarious spot today, 17 in from the front and 6 from the left. Jamal has left himself. This ball is going to curve a fair bit from the left to the right. A curler, if I may.
Yes, this is probably one of the more difficult putts to hold for a right-handed player, having to put the ball well outside the hole and then trust that it'll come back. And right-handed players prefer the right-to-left putts. This is, I'd say, the Achilles heel for a majority of right-handed players, but not for this one. He's a smooth operator, isn't he?
A smooth operator indeed is Jamal. A strong putt there. Currently 16 under par for the tournament. And Hani Besoya, of course, not letting up. Making pars through that back nine so far. Veer Lawat really trying to catch hold of him. Currently at 17 under. Running out of holes at this moment. Veer would be on the par 5, 16th right now. Perhaps a chance to get that shot going 2 onto the green and maybe try for an eagle. Probably running out of options is Veer at this moment. Kshitij Naved call on our screens now. Playing to a bogey-free 4 under par today. 16 under par and yet another birdie here for him. Moves to 17 under for the tournament.
I was just thinking about those 2 missed putts in a row. That there's something about that it's almost you kind of repeat what you see. It's important, as they say, your company determines the outcome. So you see a good putt, you tend to follow. Otherwise, you have a little bit too much to think about. Golf is such a mental game, and I know you alluded to it. You used to work a lot on the mental side of the game. Do you think that's something that these players work a lot on?
Certainly, I think that in the sport, it kind of begins in the start with maybe 80% of technique to begin with. Tapender Ghai, and that second shot into that right green side bunker to this flag location. It's going to be an interesting up and down from there, owing to that slope, as you can tell. Shaurya, that's going to be a tough shot for him.
Yeah, I think anything within 10 feet is going to be really difficult to do because you have that swale. If you try to get to cuter, it's going to go almost to the front of the green, and you'll have to play on the side of caution. But brilliant camera work, we're able to see the approach shots here, and what makes this hole difficult is the meandering style of this from left to right. Very difficult fairway to hit off the tee.
What an interesting hole for the last three that we have here at the Qutab Golf Course. This par 5, very much a reachable hole in 2 shots, unless it's playing dead headwind. And let's see where Veer has landed himself, because he's trying to look for an eagle here if he can. And as we go now to watch some hits and misses of the day. That was just to show you the human side of things over here. Being professional golfers doesn't mean they hole every putt, so there are going to be some hits and some misses, and we can always see that a bunch of lip outs that we just saw. But don't lose heart. Not all of them are lip outs. You will find the hole also more often than not, and I must say, Amardeep Malik's got some supple knees.
Yes, he's an ardent practitioner of the art of fitness. Works on different kinds of routines and everything else. He lifts weights and does a lot of plyometrics and so on and so forth. And I think that's done him a wealth of good.
Yes, certainly. And, like we were speaking earlier about the mind connection with the sport, I think that when you sort of begin the sport, it's all about technique. Perhaps 80 to 90% is more about technique and just being able to hit the ball well and all of the skill. And eventually what happens, I think, is that over time, you switch it to about 20% of technique, and it becomes 80 to 90% of the mental side. Because, after a point of time, these players know what to do. It's the mind that separates one from the other, who holds up better and who doesn't. And of course, there is also form that comes in from week to week. That plays a bit of a part. But yes, the mind playing the most important part. Veer Lawat coming up here on the 16th hole, the par 5. A tough spot he left himself in. That is going to be a tough birdie putt for Veer. Missing it on the low side of this flag location. Not the brightest of places to leave yourself, and of course that downwind from that angle as well, leaving him very little chances to put some spin on that ball. And let's take a look now at Tapender Ghai coming in from that right side bunker.
I know that you're a very hard man to impress, so let's see if Tapender Ghai can impress you with his bunker shot. I certainly hope so. Your exacting standards are very difficult to meet. I'm pretty certain that you'll be impressed with that one. You wouldn't have been expecting that aerial route.
A stunning golf shot here by Tappy Ghai, and I think there's only one way to get it close to such a flag location from that bunker, is to use the entire aerial route. And the good thing about coming in from the bunker, if you have a good lie, is that you can employ plenty of spin on the ball, and that's exactly what Tapender did over there with a nice high soft drop of the ball. And let's now take a look at Jared Hack. Jared Hack flanked by that Indus Ind on the side. Certainly the man with the most amount of money right now in the bank.
Yeah, absolutely. and playing relatively well. It's difficult to say that he's done so yesterday. And today has been subdued, but maybe here he can turn around. This is an eagle opportunity for Jared, and he's going to come really close. I think that's going to be it. Oh, cliffhanger right on the edge. But nevertheless, that would get him to red numbers for the day. Jared would move to 1 under par for the day and 13 under for the event.
Well, there we have that little action replay of Jared's putt over there. Looked like it was going into the hole through and through. What a brilliant control of a speed and line showcased here by Jared. And, come to think of it, every day is not the same. Every week is not the same. And Jared, I think, is still having a very good week. He's playing pretty solidly this week as well. Every day can't be the same. You can't make, 10 birdies each and every round of golf that you play. But I think Jared's holding up phenomenally well.
No, I think he definitely has his eye on the prize to try and be the number one on the order of merit who gets a direct exemption to the DP World Tour. And that's something that Yuvraj Sandhu is exercising this year. A man on the screen, Veer Lawat, spent last year playing on the DP World Tour.
Veer with this long birdie putt here on the par 5. Trying to inch closer to Honey. With just 3 holes to go. Honey Besoya made a par also on the 15th hole. What a birdie putt there for Veer Lawat, moving to 18 under par. Just 4 shots away now and 2 holes to play.
Now he's doing his best, making it interesting. And that's the reason that he was the number 1 player on the DP World PGTI Tour last year. And with that rich experience in Europe and all over the world, you've seen he's really improved.
What a brilliant up and down that was. The chip, of course, wasn't probably the one that even he was expecting that result out of, but the putt certainly one to take home. As we take a look now at Tapender, if he can convert that bunker up and down.
Yeah, should break from his right. And does well, does Tapendra. Makes a birdie and moves to 13 under par. So it's not always only about the winner in golf. I think it's probably one of the only sports where the odds of winning are so low that 1 victory per year is considered a really good year. It's not like other sport. You have almost 135, 140 players starting every week. So you can do the math. The percentage is probably 0.6 for each player to win a tournament.
On to the 17th hole alongside Amardeep Malik and Arjun Prasad, as well as Manu Gandas. Amardeep on our screens now. Manu Gandas currently at 4 under par, not having his best day out there on the track. Amardeep currently at even par. 8 under par in total. Currently at 9th position, all by himself. Lonely place to be.
He's had an impressive career as Amardeep, and what I like most about him is he's been extremely consistent. He's always knocking on the door. Multiple winner on tour as well.
Guess that one a good roll, but didn't have enough legs. Would have been bang on line if it had some legs on them. And Arjun Prasad now, who's currently 10 under par for the tournament, 1 under par for the day, has ended up making 3 bogeys on that scorecard today, while yesterday he nearly finished a blemish-free round.
Yeah, I don't want to be making bogeys now. You don't want to be leaking oil at this stage of the tournament, especially with the burgeoning prize fund. You'll be really giving up a lot of money right towards the end.
Absolutely. And that really doesn't help much. And Arjun Prasad, this ball should break a lot from the left to the right, and he's certainly the victorious choice for the day. Let's see if his putt is the victorious choice of the day or not. This ball should break a lot from the left to the right, maybe just outside of the edge. The 17th hole is an interesting hole here at Qutab Shaurya with that blind second shot. You don't quite see the green clearly from behind those boulders, and the tee shot also becomes interesting owing to the wind factor. So if the the wind is cross or from behind. And no trouble there for Arjun Prasad, rolling that one in beautifully. If the wind is from behind, you have to choose your club wisely then, because you're going to get too close to the boulders otherwise.
I'd say for the longer hitters, they can't quite go with the driver here if the wind is behind, especially the prodigious length that many of these players hit it. As you have a look at hole number 18, Manu Gandas. A strong built Manu Gandas.
Manu with a very peculiar way of holding his hands onto the club. Quite a long hitter is Manu. Let's see how close he can get to the green. This hole becomes a reachable hole if the player is a long hitter and the wind is supporting. Otherwise, you will still have a wedge.
Well, that's a good drive by him. We'll have that chip. A lot of green to work with from that angle. The pin being at the back right, I'd say a good drive is towards the left-hand side. Makes it a lot more difficult from the right. And we've seen quite a few players get it up to the bunker, to the front edge. Not quite certain if we've seen one on the dance floor yet, Rahul.
Yes, I have seen, 2 balls landing up into the green side bunker and a couple of golf balls landing up, maybe within 20 yards of the green. And that's owing to this great vantage point that we both are sitting at, which is right next to the 18th green. And that is Arjun Prasad on our screens.
Do you think he has the firepower to get it on the green?
Certainly, he could certainly get it within 20 yards of the green. You also have to catch the right line for this shot. And, like you said earlier, Arjun's balls is pretty well poised and should be getting in to within about 50 yards of the green. And he's left himself in a very nice angle, in fact. The pin today is 24 in and 8 from the right. So with this right side flag location, you need the golf ball to be on the left side of the fairway to have a good look at it. The ball curves a lot from the right to the left otherwise. Amardeep Malik now.
And the viewers would have been able to see us right towards the left corner of your screens. In the commentary booth, which is about 280 yards from the tee, but nestled behind the trees. Amardeep Malik now. That's another good drive by Amardeep.
Amardeep Malik landing himself in the green side bunker on the front part of the green. This is going to be a little bit of a tough shot though. It's about 35 yards to the flag from where Amar has left himself. The long range bunker shots can be quite daunting. Back to the 16th hole over here with our leader group, Hani Besoya, with what appears to be left as a tap in for him. One mistake, tap in and tappy guy are two different things. And Kshitij Naved Kaul also using his feet to understand what the slope is. And one thing that always sort of baffles me, Shaurya, is that what if your own incline on the body is more centered towards your right foot or your left foot? How would you quite read gravity then?
Yeah, I never quite thought about it. I knew that you had a mind of a genius. Never knew that you went to such a depth. Yes, one foot is often shorter than the other. I think you're just certain. And that's given me something to think about. And even for me, you flummoxed me as well, Rahul. You're really picking at splitting hairs now.
Jamal Hussain coming from this back part of the green on the same tier as this flag location. This should break a little bit from the right to the left. Doesn't have much of a break though when it gets closer to the hole. Quite a deceptive putt this.
Floral Hussain, look at that shirt. I see these are gaining a lot of popularity. And has he got it? Has he got it? Almost. You were right. It's a little deceptive. And you can see that he's ruining that miss. But he's comfortably in the top 5 at this point in time. The 5th position in Jared Hack at 13 under par alongside Tapendra Ghai. And it's so important for them to remain in that because that affords you some world ranking points.
I like the way Jamal does this little hip turn to make the ball go a little left and then turns it back to the right, trying to get it back to the right. But unfortunately, the lay of the land has its own plan. And of course, Kshitij Naved Kaul seems to have read something with his feet about the lay of the land. Let's see if he's got it right.
Yeah. Jamal has a really pronounced body English after each shot. You know, he contorts himself in different shapes. And I think that sort of works. His ball also does agree and moves as he wants. So maybe that's something that we can try, Rahul.
Kshitij at 17 under par currently. Let's see if he's got some Electro Plus fire. Putting for eagle over here. Unfortunately. That'll be a tap-in birdie for Kshitij. Naveed call to move to 18 under par to tie alongside Veer Alawat. And there you go. Kshitij Naveed call now joins Veer Alawat at a tie for second position at 18 under par. Both players still 4 shots away from Hani Besoya.
I'd like to welcome in Ashwin now.
As I'm now joined alongside by Ashwin Krishnan here in the comms box. We are watching here the 17th hole as Jared Hack, Veer Alawat and Tappy Ghai walk onto the green. Solid play here by Veer, currently at 18 under par, and Jared at 13 under par, as well as Tapinder Ghai. Welcome back, Ashwin.
Thank you, Rahul. Interesting as it comes. Hani Besoya playing it safe. Sea of pars on the back nine. He's not taking any risk there, clearly. But Veer Alawat is making a charge. What do you think? Do you think he'll be able to catch up?
We've got the two of us now back onto the screens for you all to view, as Ashwin and I now pull together for the last few holes remaining for this tournament. And Hani Besoya, of course, is poised beautifully to win this tournament. 4-shot lead. It's really his for the taking. Ashwin?
Couldn't be better placed, and he's playing percentage golf as of now, making no wrong moves.
Well, he's played very solidly throughout this back nine, making all pars. He's got 6 pars on the trot, and you know, he's keeping it together, like you said. 4 under par for the day, got it off to a hot start in the morning, and after that has kept it steady, of course. Jared Hack now putting for a birdie here on the 17th hole. Pin location today, 19 in from the front and in the center of the green. This would separate Jared and be at a solo 5th position if he was to hold this. Super putt here by Jared Hack. Seems like that ball curved a bit more right to the left than expected. Solid putt though.
Interesting putting grip again. Jared Hack has, what do you call that?
It's a cack-handed grip is what he uses. Sorry, cack-handed grip is what is the left hand low and the right hand on top. He's using something what we call also a pencil grip sometimes.
Straddling the hole to read the line has become a common practice.
Also called claw grip is that type of a grip. In fact, lots of players internationally as well as in India over here on professional tours use the claw grip now, which is also called as the pencil grip. So that is probably the most common one these days. Deactivates the use of the right hand a little bit, and you know, sort of gets more of the left hand stability into play. Veer Alawat, of course, uses more of a conventional grip, and a pretty conventional player, I would say, through and through his golf game. 6 under par for the day. Veer Alawat, a lone bogey on hole number 9. two solid shots have got Veer to this position, and unfortunately that ball didn't curve as much as he expected.
You'd mentioned yesterday, Rahul, that the bottom hand plays a bigger role in putting in golf, but this claw grip it seems to defy that logic.
Well, it's basically they say that the right hand is for feel and the left hand is for stability, although there is no 100% science to it. So, what happens is that a lot of times people get too active with their right hands and they start to steer the ball, and they don't control the putter very well, and that's when they kind of deactivate that hand by using only a few fingers or the tips of the fingers on the putter, which helps them to maintain more stability in the putter face. Tapinder Ghai now. 13 under par for the tournament. Tapinder Ghai, the ball did not really turn as much as was expected of it. Very stoic movement.
Taps it in, does Tappy Guy.
Did you just play with some words there, Ashwin? Well, it's something that we do over here in the comms box, is to play with the words while the players get to play. And there we have the 18th green now on our screens. Arjun Prasad getting ready for a birdie putt. Prasad currently at 8th position at 10 under par for the tournament. And if you look there on the screen at the far left of the green, you will see the comms box where we are seated. We get a nice view of the 18th green from here. Well, a little bit of a close-up that we need, we tend to look at the screens. We've got the aerial view now of the 18th green. And Arjun Prasad. A brilliant bunker shot. Unfortunately, all lip and no hole here for Arjun on the 18th. He would have to make do with a par today. Has made birdies on the 18th hole. Hasn't made any birdies on the 18th hole throughout this week. A short par 4 here to close the round at the Qutab golf course.
The scorecard tells you the story of the day. Haniba Soya has played aggressive golf on the way out, but then has controlled his aggression and played percentage golf on his way back to the clubhouse. He still has 2 holes left to play, but Veer Alawat has attacked the pin and he's 6 under for the day.
Amardeep Malik as he putts now for a birdie here on the 18th. Amardeep has his family walking with him today at the tournament's final day. Currently at a tie for 9th position. Amar is at 7 under par for the tournament, and that remains his 3-footer for a par to finish this tournament. 72nd hole of the DP World Players Championship. Amardeep Malik finishes at 7 under par for the tournament, 2 under par for the day today. My apologies, 1 over par for the day today. Now we take a look at Manu Gandas. Manu has also given himself a birdie opportunity. He's also straddling along that line, trying to figure out the slopes, and hasn't quite had the day he would have wished for. 5 under par for the tournament. Very unlike Manu.
These greens have been true but testing. What's your take on that, Rahul?
Absolutely. There are some pin positions on this course that can be very tough for the players to get close to, and we have seen that time and again. In fact, one of the reasons that you don't see many birdies coming up on this hole, even though it's a 329-yard hole, and most players get within 50 yards of the green, is that the pin position is in such a tough spot that if you miss the ball on the wrong side of the fairway, just even in the center or center right of the fairway, you're going to have a tough shot to this flag location. The ball curves a lot from the right to the left when you're approaching the green. And of course, no trouble here for Manu Gandas. Closes in his 72nd hole with a birdie on the 18th.
Another small putt, but testing nevertheless. It's been an interesting event with a different leader every single day. But now Hani Basoya is going to change that statistic, or so it seems, with 2 holes left to play. And he sinks that one to finish his 72nd hole of the DP World Players Championship 2026, the second leg of the DP World PGTI Circuit 2026.
Hani Basoya has made 26 birdies this week, and so far, I mean, he's still got 3 holes to go, but he has had 26 birdies opposed to only 4 bogeys. So only 4 drop shots and 26 picked from the course, and that's the total 22 under par for Hani. And, of course,
at the start of this event, Hani Basoya was ranked second. He had 38 birdies as against Jared's 40. So now he's clearly overtaken the American. He's clearly the birdie leader for the season.
it's interesting enough, now in 2026, in fact, even if you look at the last 2 years, the number of birdies that you see on the tour is just absolutely staggering. In fact, today if you play a game of par, you're far away from being able to win a golf tournament. So you've got to be gunning for a birdie pretty much on every hole. This week as well as last week, both were a testament to that fact.
Would be interesting to find out what the Eagle stats reads like.
Well, the tour has just about started for this season, so it'll be interesting to see what kind of stats come around over the next couple of weeks. But talking about stats, let's take a look now at Jamal, who's got a superb stat of making up and downs. He's chipping it up here on the 17th hole. He's left himself a tough job there, about 15 feet past the hole.
There are no frills about Jamal's game. He's very precise, but on this occasion, as Rahul just mentioned, he has gone a little beyond the cup, a little more than required. He's left with like he said, a 15-foot putt to address on the final hole of the tournament. Apologies, this is the 17th hole. I just noticed the boulders in the middle of the fairway. Those boulders usually don't give you a great view of the green when you're addressing your approach shot unless you cross them.
And for those of you who have just about joined us here for the live telecast of the DP World Players Championship, this tournament is being played here at the Qutab Golf Course in the heart of New Delhi for a prize purse of 1.5 crore rupees. That on your screens is Hani Basoya, the man who leads the way by 4 shots over Veer Alabat, currently 22 under par for the tournament. Hani Basoya putting for birdie, and will also be giving a good look to Jamal Hussain for his par. Unfortunately, Hani Basoya just about coming shy, missing that one on the low side. He knows he doesn't need them, but that would be a little tap in for a par. He would stay at 22 under par as he moves to the 72nd hole of the tournament with a 4-shot lead.
Well, Hani certainly won't be complaining about that one. His game plan clearly was to play it safe. He's got his 8th straight par going into the final hole of the tournament.
More than safe, I think it would be more of steady play. He knew that he does not need to do, he doesn't need to pull out any antics from here on. And after that on the back nine, I think he just played a very simple fairway to green kind of golf and not really tried very hard to drop in any birdies, and seems to be paying off. And one hole to go, the 330-yard par 4 to finish this week's event. And let's see if Honey can actually drive this green. He's a very long hitter. Jamal Hussain, if he's got the read right from Honey's putt, should be able to save this. 16 under par for the tournament. Nope. All the movers and shakers with those hips didn't really quite help the line. He'll have to settle with a bogey. One drop shot here for Jamal Hussain. Drop to 15 under par, although it doesn't make any difference to his position on that leaderboard.
Kshitij Naved call. Staring down, what would that be, a 7-footer?
Perhaps a little over that. But Kshitij, of course, he's got this routine of sorts on his putting as well as his hitting. He kind of signals to what he's intending to do. And sometimes also uses his hands to gesture the kind of line that he's expecting the ball to move on. Very meticulous with his routine. Kshitij Naved call now. Currently is 18 under par. And knocks that one in. No trouble here for Kshitij. Kshitij with another birdie on his scorecard.
That's 3 straight birdies for Kshitij. He's climbed up the order. Couldn't hurt his bank balance. Making all the right noises at the right time. Kshitij Naved call is now sitting pretty at 19 under. That gives him the sole second position thus far. He's still 3 strokes behind the leader, Honey Baisoya.
And there we have Veer Alawat on our screens now, who's been at 18 under par and also was at a tie for second position earlier until Kshitij just overtook him with that birdie on the 17th. Veer putting for birdie here on the 18th hole. Let's see if he can go and tie alongside Kshitij. Unfortunately, that didn't quite make it to the bottom of the cup. Veer Alawat should close with a par here on the 18th hole. What a brilliant view here of the Qutab golf course. The clubhouse there on the left side. This 18th hole green and the fairway, flanked by the trees on the fairway on the left side and some boulders towards the right. Players are eyeing to hit this tee shot over the trees on the fairway and get it up to on the left side of the fairway to have a good shot to this flag location. Pin perched up towards the right side of the green today. Only way to get it close is to be on the left side of the fairway. Jared Hack. I wonder if Jared Hack has yet tried Amul butter. He will stop eating any butter in the United States of America after he's tried it. A brilliant view of the green. It shows how consistent, how nice the surface here is. And Jared Hack with a firm putt here for a birdie. Stamping authority on that birdie on the 72nd hole, closing this tournament on a positive note.
Well, that putt was as slick as any butter you come across. Jared Hack completed his campaign. Unfortunately, after the second round, things look like the winner of the opening tournament of the PGTI, of the DP World PGTI circuit, would carry on in his winning form. Unfortunately, he's fallen behind.
Did you just say this putter is slick as any butter?
A man with a rhyming skill like none other, Rahul Bajaj.
Tapinder Ghai closing it in here on the 18th hole, his final hole of the DP World Players Championship. And Veer Alawat now closing in for a par. No trouble here for Veer Alawat. Veer would finish at third position with a total score of 18 under par. A solid play here today by Veer, shooting a 6 under par with 7 birdies and just one lone drop shot on the 9th, which also was a scramble bogey that he made. Had to hold a long putt for it. Apologies, as I think seems like a bit of a faux pas on my end, and Veer Lawat has actually dropped a shot here on the last, and I will apprise you shortly of what it is. But he has finished 3rd spot as our leader group now makes its way onto the 18th hole. Walking down that fairway is Kshitij Naved Kaul, Hani Besoya walking shoulder to shoulder alongside Jamal Hussain.
The three musketeers, so to speak. And that's Hani Besoya walking with the level of confidence that a man who leads by 3 strokes would. On to the 18th.
Sorry about that. I think Kshitij Naved Kaul has this uncanny ability to be able to pump up extra number of birdies on that final round, and he's got this penchant to try to add some turbo power to his final rounds, as he did last year when he won at the Zion Hills, which while Shaurya Bhattacharya was leading the tournament, he was absolutely flummoxed at what just happened when Kshitij Naved Kaul just raced ahead on that back nine. He's done a pretty solid back nine even today with birdies on 15, 16 and 17, as you just mentioned. 7 under par for the day, 19 under par for the tournament, but will probably come a little bit short.
Kshitij clearly has the best card of the day, 7 under par. Hani Besoya walking to the ball. That's his approach shot there. And as Rahul had mentioned, there is a small neck of a fairway that one has to address if you're teeing off on the 18th. As you're facing the fairway, it lies to the right because there's a tree in the center of the fairway and there are bunkers lining the green and there are boulders to the far right. So you really need to get your driver beyond the tree and before the bunkers unless you're driving the green.
And Jamal Hussain Molla on our screens now. He's currently at 15 under par for the tournament. And as I confirm, Veer has actually made a bogey on the final hole of the tournament to finish at 17 under at a solo 3rd position. As we take a look now at Jamal. Jamal coming up from that left rough. This will be a bit of a tough shot coming off from the rough. You already, you cannot quite judge the kind of spin that the ball will have, although this camp off is already on him. Let's see if he can judge the release right, and he's come up a little bit shy off the hole. He should have about 20 feet remaining for a birdie, and there we've got the president Kapil Dev on our screens, joined alongside by the CEO Amandeep Johal and the commissioner of 72 the league, Mr. Amrit Mathur, right in the middle of the two gentlemen in the orange sweater. His green sunglasses seem to be a thing of 2026, isn't it, Ashwin?
For sure. And to the right of Kapil Dev, the gentleman he's talking to is Rajesh Puri, a prolific Haryana Ranji Trophy cricketer who works very closely with Kapil Dev now.
Kshitij on our screens now is coming up also from the rough. Not the easiest of shots to this flag location. Let's see if he can judge this one correctly. He should be able to release this one up perfectly onto the flag. He's gone the high route. Brilliant shot here by Kshitij Naved Kaul from the right side of the fairway. That's a tough shot from that end. We've not quite seen many shots stop close to the hole from that position. And now we've got our leader, Hani Besoya, 22 under par for the tournament, coming up from that left bunker. Long bunker shot. And what a brilliant shot it is by Hani Besoya, finishing in style here on the 72nd hole, setting himself up for yet another birdie on the 18th.
Hani Besoya couldn't have asked for a better approach shot to seal his first win of the 2026 DP World PGTI season.
What a brilliant shot that is, a befitting shot by the leader himself. We've seen many a golf balls today landing up in that left bunker, but not a shot like that. What a brilliant way to be ending this tournament. And of course, Kshitij also has given himself an opportunity to make a birdie over here, although the honey is all honeys. Jamal getting ready for his putt as he is the furthest away from the hole at about 20 feet. Mind you, ladies and gentlemen, that playing the kind of golf that me and Ashwin would be playing, 20 feet would be the closest in our group, and here we've got these professionals. 20 feet is the furthest away on this final hole here. The rest of the players that you see, the two other players, are actually very close to the flag location. And Kshitij is, I think, at about 8 feet. And, of course, Honey, so close to the hole, he just has to tap it in. Jamal Hussain putts for birdie here to move to 16 under par.
Beautiful picture of spectators lining the bunker, and there Jamal lets rip his putter, and it's gone just beyond the hole.
Great crowds here on the 18th hole at the DP World Players Championship here in the heart of Delhi. It's always nice to see lots of crowds coming out to support the players, to watch some great golf. And after all, if you're having a tournament in the heart of your city and you're not out there watching it in this beautiful weather, what are you really doing? A brilliant day to be out here. I can tell you how blessed I feel to be just out on a sunny day. Wind is up, and the best golf courses to be on, and also the best of golf to view. Kshitij now putting for a birdie. This ball should move from his left to the right.
Levels of perfection in professional golf. Read the line again and again till you're completely confident, and then let it rip. And there we go. What a brilliant birdie by Kshitij. 8 under for the day. He has not put 1 foot wrong today. A series of birdies, 8 birdies in his round.
Absolutely brilliant play here by Kshitij Naved Kaul with those 8 birdies, and great up and down here from the right side of the fairway onto this right side flag location. Very tough shot indeed, and he made it look super easy. 20 under par for the tournament. As we take a look now at Jamal. Jamal's putting for par. No trouble here for Jamal. Jamal will finish this tournament's campaign at 15 under par to be at a solo 4th position. Top 5 finish for Jamal Hussain. And now we have our leader, Hani Besoya, tapping that one in for something that is making it look so easy. 23 under par. Hani Besoya is your winner of the DP World Players Championship here at the Qutab Golf Course for a prize purse of 1.5 crore rupees. What a victory and what a day it has been of spectacular golfing. Hani Besoya finishing at 23 under par with Kshitij Naved Kaul with that 8 under par round, trying to create the best fight possible at 20 under par, and Veer Alawat at third position at 17 under par. What a day and what a week it has been.
Hani Besoya, who comes from a family of professional golfers. Gastram, his uncle, his father's elder brother, played professional golf for several years and continues to do so. And Hani has a whole series of siblings and cousins who are playing professional golf. Well, he certainly deserves what he has received today in terms of the winner check and the trophy. Hani has played outstanding golf. He's played percentage golf where needed. He's attacked the pin where needed. And now he has taken home the check, and he will take home the check and the trophy. The second leg of the DP World PGTI Tour, the DP World PGTI Championship 2026, belongs now to Hani Besoya.
And the tour from here moves to the DP World Players Championship at the Tollygunge Club in Kolkata, and thereafter moves to the Indorama Ventures Open Golf Championship being played at Kalahar Blues and Greens Golf Club in Ahmedabad. Thereafter, the tour moves to play the PGTI Open for a prize purse of $300,000 at the Classic Golf and Country Club in Gurugram, and the Hero Indian Open thereafter for a prize purse of $2.55 million. And with all of this happening on the tour, you also have a 72, the league, which is about to come up. 6 teams will be playing the first ever league of professional golfers here in the country. And what a year it is going to be of golf. And as we look at the 18th green and look at Hani Besoya, who's getting ready to be crowned the champion. Kshitij Naved Kaul finishing at second position. Veer Alawat at third position at 17 under par. Jamal Hussain finishing at the fourth position at 15 under par. Jared Hack and Tapender Ghai tied at fifth position at 14 under par. Also got Dhruv Shoran at 12 under at a solo 7th position. Arjun Prasad at a solo 8th position at 10 under par. Akshay Sharma at 7 under par. As we take a look at the highlights now. And we've got Arjun Prasad, that fist pump, and Veer Alawat. Jamal Hussain rolling that one in beautifully for birdie, did Jamal, and Veer Alawat with a short putt here. Kshitij Naved Kaul, who went on an absolute tear on the golf course, finishing with 4 birdies on the trot. A 5 under par, back 9. What a finish by Kshitij. There we go, Veer Alawat again with a brilliant birdie on the par 5, 16th hole to continue his campaign, trying to catch hold of the leader. Unfortunately, he came up a bit shy. Jared Hack with that brilliant putt, and what a shot here by Hani Besoya to end this tournament. Kshitij Naved Kaul on this final hole to finish at 20 under par for his 4th birdie on the trot. What a finish it has been. Hani Besoya, your winner of the DP World Players Championship, ladies and gentlemen. And of course, showered by all the water and the love by his fellow players and his family members. What a win. What a week. As we now move to Meha Bhardwaj.
For Hani Besoya, he waited for 5 years for this moment, and finally he is the winner of DP World Players Championship. He has enthralled us with his play. I have with me Nikhil Chopra, who's been watching every action here on the Qutab golf course very, very closely. I also have with me Shaurya Singh, and there's so much to talk about how good this competition has been. A week of intense action. I'm going to begin with you, Shaurya, but Hani Besoya, how good was he today in just the way he handled the pressure? That leaderboard pressure always gets to you, but he was perfect today, wasn't he?
Yeah, Meha, you've hit the nail on the head. He's been stellar. The way he handled himself, and definitely I have only admiration for Kshitij Naved Kaul, the youngster. He mounted a blitzkrieg on that back 9, 5 under par. So, nothing ever comes easy on the DP World Professional Golf Tour of India. But Hani, he's earned that trophy. He shot 5 under par. par. Normally you think that you shoot 2 or 3 and you're good enough, but here the competition is coming so fast and thick that a 5 under is what is required to stave off the competition. I'm sure that Nikhil here would be, he knows this course and he knows what an effort it is for the boys to have played so well, especially Honey.
Yeah, absolutely, Nikhil. Like Shaurya was saying that, he was getting competition, and Kshitij Navid Kaul was just downing birdies after one after the other. How much of a pressure would that be for Honey Basoya? And also the fact that he'd not won for 5 years. So, you are dealing with all those mental demons. You're thinking, oh my gosh, what if I commit some kind of harakiri? How good is that, though?
Yeah, outstanding. Yeah, without a doubt, when somebody shoots 8 under and he was looking to bite on your heels, you haven't tasted success. Literally, you haven't had your hands on silverware for the last 5 years. You're right. Demons would have been tested, the adrenaline, the pressure. How does he hold his own calm? But I guess, just him staying, under his own, zone, under pressure, just staying calm, thinking about the, just his processes. That's why still to go out there and shoot a 5 under final round. Yeah. 11 under in the last 2 days has been terrific. I think it's just a matter of time that he just continues winning. I guess if you haven't tasted success for, say, the last 5 years, you get a win early in the year. So you're just hoping that come towards the end of the year, you're looking to open the floodgates, maybe 3-4 more victories to your side as well, as Rahul walks in as well, just calling that victory.
Yes, Rahul, what was that like? And I want to ask you, you were, you watched him closely throughout this week. What is it that stood out about Honey Basoya for you?
We also spoke in the comments box earlier. We also spoke a little bit earlier with Nikhil about the mental side of the game. That is what really stands out firstly. Everyone over here, all of the field knows how to make birdies, how to hit great golf shots, and how to make up and downs. It is the mind of the player in that week that really makes all the difference, and that's what he has shown us. Going into that back line, keeping it very solid, hitting the green and the fairway over and over again, making those 8 pars on the trot, and then finishing in style really goes to show how solid he has been in his mind throughout this week.
There was a bogey also by Honey Basoya, Shaurya. To recover from that and then be solid. He didn't need any heroics today. He just needed discipline. But it's easier said than done, right? When you have the final round pressure, like we've been talking, Kshitij was like breathing down his neck. To be able to just hold that, just to hold himself, to just keep himself under control. How difficult is it for someone like him?
I think, I have to say that in the end, he actually needed heroics. 5 under par on the final day to win. For him, although that the only thing I can think that he was in a den of vipers. The players are so good who were trailing him. Yeah. So that's what made it all the more difficult. He had to hold his calm, as Rahul rightly pointed out. But he also had to reel off birdies. So good for him that he started really well. And then he held up. The wind is swirling. It makes it a lot more difficult. Yeah. And in this kind of windy conditions, for Kshitij Navid Kaul to be breathing down his neck like a dragon with 4 birdies in the end, I think he's going to be celebrating this victory for a long time. He really earned it the hard way.
What about Kshitij Navid Kaul as well, Nikhil? Do you think he'll be, satisfied in the way that he performed today?
Yeah, without a doubt. Yeah. 8 under any golf course anywhere in the world, if you're able to shoot 8 under round, that is incredible. It, of course, tests your mental skill levels, your patience, and of course that hunger to win, to literally try and say, well, I'm going to challenge Honey Basoya. He might be winning this by 3 shots, but let me just try and see how low can I get. He really put the foot to the metal, trying to put some pressure. To me, I think that has been an incredible round. I think the lowest of the week, 8 under par, final day, just goes to show the mindset of the player as well. Never say die attitude. Say, well, I'm going to try and have a crack at the trophy as well. And that's what sport is all about. Absolutely. You think about your processes, but you realize today could be my day. Let me just try and, challenge myself. How low can I get? 8 under par, is just a fabulous, fabulous round.
The other story of this week has been Honey Basoya's putting. How impressed were you by that, Shaurya and Rahul?
Well, of course, putting is the number one thing that players require to close out a golf tournament. Although on the last hole he made it look like he didn't need the putter at all. He could have tapped it in with a wedge itself. But having said that, you have to make n number of birdies on the on the course, and that was 27 birdies for him this week. You can't make that without good putting. So definitely, Honey has actually, showcased great amount of, good putting over here. Also, the greens on this golf course, they play so phenomenally that if you putt well, it gives you so many opportunities to make putts.
Yeah. Yes.
I'll have to agree with Rahul and also harken back to a saying by my father, you drive for show but putt for dough. But I'll tell you what, we saw the drive by Kshitij on the 18th. We were right there adjacent to the fairway. And, I was a little surprised that ball flew all of 325 yards. By the crow, the flight of the crow. So he is not just long, but, we were talking about Honey as well. His drive was stupendous as well. So, just putting, but I would say that his game of the tee has been impeccable. Both the factors, of course, that, putting is so important, but I'd say driving is sacrosanct as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, let's also talk about what this means for the new season. We've had Jared Hack as the winner in the season opener and now Honey Basoya. And we're also seeing the kind of competition that is incredible to watch, Nikhil, to just see the standard of golf being played.
Yeah, it's just, you feel a different sort of buzz right from the Raipur season opener. 30 under is a phenomenal score. And then we come here, 23 under, the second tournament into the season as well. Just goes to show how prepared our golfers are. You got some international players coming in. They're looking to get their hands on the silverware as well. Our Indian golfers are ready. They look fitter. Like the Shaurya was saying, length of the tee, finesse on the greens. It's a great combination to keep shooting low scores. Because from here on in, when you go and play on international courses, whether it's the Asia, whether it's Europe, everything around the greens will make a difference. And once you get into the habit of, if it's your day, shoot low numbers, is the right sort of ingredient to have in the mindset. I can go out there and win internationally as well.
What does this do to the confidence of a golfer who's not won for 5 years and to do it early on in the season?
I must say, Honey actually ventured out of India and, tried to ply his trade on international tours over the past couple of years. There's a, bit of a learning curve that happens when you go out internationally to play. And, your game will go through trials and turbulences. And I think he's handled it fairly well and come back over here. And now he's coming back with his game and coming back with a bang, in fact. And I think this will only do greatly to his confidence. He's going to actually take this from strength to strength. With the strength of the tour now, with the amount of money that we have on the tour, the kind of tournaments, the kind of players we have, the international field becoming so strong, every player over here who's winning has a chance to win abroad as well.
Yeah, and the
victory.
victory.
Also
Sure.
one point to add to that. Now you have the cherry on top of the cake. DP World is the umbrella partner and the numero uno player. He has to play in Europe on the DP World Tour.
And that's
So
a
this
huge
is the best way to
incentive.
get off to a hot start.
Yeah. The other thing is that this victory must also taste sweeter for Honey Basoya. We've been saying this, Shaurya, but because of the kind of competition that he got, it wasn't easy. And so you're really dealing with so much more, not just the pressure of the golf course and the challenges that you see on the back nine, but also in your head. Can this change for me? Can my fortune change finally? It's been 5 years. So in that sense, he must feel so good today.
Yeah, I think he's just going to go from strength to strength. The positives that he can draw from a week like this, where there is such intense competition now on this tour. You have so many international players, world ranking points, what have you. We have a World Cup player right here, right next to us, and so it's all coming at you thick and fast. And I think this is what he had to do, and he got it done.
Just a quick question to both you guys. First, you, Shaurya. We've seen 30 under by Jared, 23 under by Honey Basoya. We've got end of March, we've got the Indian Open coming up as well. I know we get a couple of spots in the Indian Open as well. For some of the international players and some of the Indian players, you want to be on top of your game before you get to play the Indian Open. How big a victory would this be in terms of preparation for the Indian Open as well?
I think absolutely. You want to be building on momentum. We saw Veer Alawat almost win.
Yeah.
He finished second. So, our players can get it done. They won all over the world. And this tour now is so strong. You want to be, sort of building the momentum towards the big tournaments. And this is just what the doctor ordered.
Okay, then the last word then to Rahul. What did you make of the whole week, all the action that we've seen, and also how things just kept changing? Every day we had a different name on the leaderboard.
So I think firstly the thing is that, with the number of crowds that actually came out today to support the players and watch the golf happening, that's number one. Number two, especially when it's in the heart of the city and so many people come out, it's always heartening to see all the kids that were there, all the club members that actually came out to support the players. That's always a great thing to happen. Along with that, just to add on to what he was talking about earlier, when, talking about the Indian Open, of course you need momentum to go into a tournament and be able to, win that and capitalize on it. And most importantly, having that tournament right here in your city, in your country, and that giving you the opportunity to gain exemption onto the tour for the next season and the season after that, that is just absolutely a brilliant opportunity, which is happening right here in your country, and also it is your national open.
Yeah. Well, with that, we've come to the end of this presentation. Let's go across to Valusha. She's there with the prize distribution ceremony.
Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you to the prize presentation ceremony of the DP World Players Championship 2026, the second event of the DP World PGTI's 2026 season. We witnessed some exhilarating golf this week at the Qutab golf course. The cut went under 2 over, and there were 3 different leaders on the first 3 days. The tournament featured some exceptional performances by the likes of Kshitij Navid Kaul, Hani Besoya, Jared Hack, Jamal Hussain and Veer Alawat, to name a few. But as we all know, at the end, there can only be one winner, and the most consistent performer finally came through at the champion. I would now like to invite some of the dignitaries to join me up for the prize presentation. Mr. Kapil Dev, President PGTI, Mrs. Kiran Nadar, PGTI governing body member, who has now joined the PGTI board and is the first woman to do so. Congratulations. Mr. N. Sarvana, IAS, Vice Chairman, DDA. We thank him for giving us this beautiful golf course for this tournament. Mr. Amrit Mathur, League Commissioner of PGTI, 72 the League. And Mr. Amandeep Joel, CEO, PGTI. I would now like to request Mr. Kapil Dev, President PGTI, to kindly present the plaque on behalf of PGTI as tokens of appreciation. First one going out to Mrs. Kiran Nadar, PGTI governing body member. To Mr. N. Sarvana Kumar, IAS, the Vice Chairman, DDA. Thank you so much for your love and support. I now request Mr. Amandeep Joel, CEO, PGTI, to kindly address the gathering.
Thank you, Valusha. Fabulous day here at the DDA Qutab golf course. I think this golf course needs a huge applause, and DDA needs a huge applause. I was telling Mrs. Kiran Nadar, I said, ma'am, this is the first time you've come here. She says, I didn't believe. Kapil told me that come to Lado Sarai, and I said, there were only art galleries. And I came into this golf course, and this is an oasis. Indeed. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for DDA to allow us use of this golf course. We are really appreciative. And the golf course has played phenomenally well. My big thank you to the secretary, Mr. Anuj Chatterjee, Brigadier Anuj Chatterjee. Thank you so much, sir. And your greenkeeping staff. Huge round of applause. See, the professionals love the golf course. And to the winner, Hani Besoya, the professionals have shown that the scoring, 22 under par winning score, Hani Besoya, fantastic game. Thank you very much. You are telling me to work harder for all of you because you are shooting lower and lower numbers, and I think that's when the sponsors start looking at PGTI. I don't want to take too much time. I want to thank the Vice Chairman, Mr. Saravan Kumar. I want to thank Ma'am Kiran Nadar, obviously my president Kapil Dev. He's the rock behind PGTI. And to Mr. Amrit Mathur, I think after the next week, it belongs to him because 72, the league is going to start. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for coming out. Thank you.
I would now like Mr. Kumar to say a few words, please.
Yeah, good afternoon. It's really great to be here with Mr. Kapil Dev and Ms. Kiran Nadar and others. I'm extremely happy to offer the services of DDA's course for PGTI, and I'm also glad that you are all happy to use our services here. And as Mr. Kapil Dev was mentioning, we will definitely look forward for a longer cooperation between DDA and PGTI. We really would like to look forward for a longer cooperation, and so that finally the ultimate benefit should be going to the golfers. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We now move on to the tournament prizes, and I would like to request all the dignitaries to jointly present the awards for the runner-up and the winner. We begin with the runner-up, and we have Kshitij Naveed Kaul with scores of 63, 71, 65 and 62. 20 under with a total score of 260. Congratulations. He gets a check prize money of 15 lakhs. Well done, ladies and gentlemen. Let's hear it for him, please. Thank you so much, Kshitij, and congratulations once again. And now, announcing the winner, Hani Besoya with a score 63, 65, 64 and 65, 23 under with a total score of 257. This is his 8th professional win, ending his 5-year trophy drought. Congratulations. He gets a trophy and a winner's check worth rupees 22,50,000. And now for the customary speech.
Thank you, sir. First of all, I would like to thank DP World and Qutab Golf Course, DDA, all tour partners, the green staff. The course was playing really well this week, and I'm still nervous. It feels great to get back to winning circle. It has been a long time, and also I forgot to thank my father. He's here. Thank you. My brother, my coach, Dipender Kullar, and my father's elder brother is also my coach, Mr. Gastram. And now I would like to thank my friends, Kushal and Arjun, and all my friends here. Thank you so much. And I want to especially thank Chikka for he gave me a great putting advice, and after that, my putting is really good. Thank you. Oh, and also I would like to thank my wife.
Yeah, now you're going to be allowed at home. You should have just cut the O. Then you would have been good. Congratulations once again. I would like to thank DP World, title partner, DDA, Qutab Golf Course, host venue, Colonel Anuj Chaturvedi, secretary, all the players, all referees and all officials. Our umbrella partner, DP World, a couple of more people to thank. Tour partners, Amul, Victoria's Choice, Indus Bank Camper, Amrutanjan, Electro Plus, Golf Plus Monthly, Golf Design India. A big thank you to ABP Live, Doordarshan and Waves OTT for the outstanding live telecast of the event. It's time to say goodbye to our online and TV audiences and the players. We look forward to seeing you at the DP World Players Championship next week at the Tollygunj Club in Kolkata. Make sure you're there.